Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez. And we'll put a little more respect on that Nez name. Weekend champion Nez in the baseball streets here. While the rest of the world is talking football today, we got best ball breakfast going on right now. We got Davis is going to be chiming in with some football. We're going to take over the baseball streets here. Service multi-sport athletes because we got 60K in prizes out there to be earned on the platform of the people, the Underdog Black and Yellow Dog app, Nez. And yeah, man, we got to make good on some of these this full-fledged baseball season here because we're done. We are done on our site with NBA contests, with NHL contests. It is football and baseball and WNBA from here on out in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, 60K today in prizes for baseball. Nothing, no big deal. No big deal. But
nothing to see here.
No. I mean, I'm excited. I think today's gonna fill. I don't know that we'll ever get past the 40K mark for a main slate, but it's still pretty cool. And we're gonna get a lot of side contests to go with it. And if things continue to fill, I think that's sort of like the peak of where things are at right now. But yeah, I think this is I'm just excited for baseball season the rest of the way.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise. We got some GMs from the WNBA killer himself in the chat here, Car Park. We just pivoted straight from NBA to WNBA, and he scoops leaderboards. Easy game out there. Easy's telling you not to give the people the goods today, Nez, because you had all the goods on the weekend there with that Tampa stack going on. Saw that one there. Shout out to Dale, man. Dale, 16 months out here. Hello to the big dumper. Big dumper leading the AL in home runs right now. 22, 23 after this weekend. Truly incredible.
Isn't he leading the entire Major League Baseball?
That sounds right. 23.
I thought he was the Major League leader. Yeah.
Wow. Incredible, man. Actually, the Nugget chef there tweeted out this morning, Jay Hay, that he is currently on pace for the highest F4 season in Mariners history. And the Mariners have had King Felix, Randy Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro, and
took you long enough to get to Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I was just racking them off in my brain as they came up. Yeah, man, truly sick.
Yeah, if you're a catcher and you are hitting home runs at his clip, you're gonna rack up the F4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most valuable position defensively, right?
Yeah, up there with center field, obviously.
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Blake. This is a passive aggressive needing some L word pick'ems for the B day. Happy B day to 20-month member Blake. Wow. Man, our guy. Love it.
Happy birthday, Blake.
That's great, man. I can't promise the L words, but I can promise some love in the chat. How's that for L words there, Blake? You get some.
I'm gonna give you some L words.
Nez, I want to start with something that is really cool. First of its kind, something that we have been promised by way of the tiers that we walked through on, I guess it was Wednesday's show for the best ball rake back tiers there. We were promised some random monthly, weekly, sporadic promos for the best ball community throughout the summer, and Underdog's delivered right away here. And it's starting with the marathon. So want to bring this one to everybody's attention here. Very cool here. You spend $105 on marathon drafts here. You have to do 7 of them prior to midnight on Wednesday Eastern time there. So $105, 7 drafts at $15 a clip there. And you get 1 free BBM entry back. So yeah, very cool. Just the start of what I imagine is going to be many in hot best ball summer here.
Yeah, this is a good one, man. This is a good one. I immediately entered 7 slows.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that's a great way to think about it too. You don't even need the time commitment of, hey, I got to do 7 drafts in this window. It's just, oh, I just enter 7 slows and then, check that box.
I mean, yeah, you don't even have to finish it. Like, just enter it. Enter the draft, and you're in. This is a very solid promo.
Love it, man. Yeah. Love what we're seeing out of the initial stuff for the summer here. Speaking of other promos, dude, I did my first cardio club drafts of the summer yesterday. Reminder to everyone, if you guys want to participate in the cardio club, you just got to tweet out your team, the hashtag Underdog Cardio Club, and then you just have to name your team in the app UCC 2025, and then whatever number it is that you've done. Up to 50 of them will then go into a separate leaderboard and contest. And then there's additional prizes within said leaderboard, the winner of which will get a max entry to BBM the following year for free on the house, 3750 in USD bonus cash to spend on that. So great stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta get my entries in. I haven't done a single cardio club yet. I'm a little busy around the house these days, but we'll get there.
Well, what is taking Mello and like curling him while you have the phone in your hand? Like, does that constitute?
It's a good idea. As long as I log it on, an Apple Watch, I think, and I get the heart rate above like 70,
yeah,
I think they could probably accept that, right?
Yeah, I will allow it, Nez. As a guy who has absolutely no influence on deeming what the cardio is allowed to be in the cardio club, I will personally guarantee it. I will allow it for you.
Well, if you're going to allow it, John, I'm going to submit it, and Berm better not have any problems with
it. Yeah. Yeah, slow drafts for the marathon do seem fitting. That's a good shout from our guy Troy here. Numi suggesting that this is just the start of fun things to come. That's awesome. Love to hear it straight from our guy there. If you guys did not catch Numi After Dark, it's in my watch tab. I have not watched it. I was smelling roses over the weekend, as I'm prone to do. Got to play catch up on that one, but I heard good things there. And Easy, our guy, man, Easy is, we always say, Easy is tough but fair, and if Easy's coming in here going shutout, good promo, he genuinely means it, and it is true. Nez, I'm going to embarrass you on the spot here. I know you don't like to shine the spotlight on yourself too hard, but 178 in Saturday's baseball slate there. 4 pieces of the Rays. Ironic that we've been chasing these Rays stacks for a good portion of time, and it happens not at home in the park in which we are chasing, but with the Crawford Voxes versus a lefty. You get a bunch of right-handed power in there, and it goes nuke for you. Walk me through this one, bro.
Yeah, I was just like really trying to get on these Rays against I don't even remember the name of the pitcher for Houston, but he was like a rookie lefty. Wasn't very good. So I was really just trying to get in on mostly these right-handers, but got to tack on Josh Lowe any chance you can. You just have no choice. And then I loved Jose Ramirez, and I had like 50% Jose Ramirez. Colton Gordon, that's right. I knew it was something Gordon. I really wanted Jose Ramirez on this day too.
23-game hitting streak for Jose Ramirez right now. He's so underappreciated.
Yeah, he is. He really is, because he plays in Cleveland and he's not like aesthetically pleasing. But
right, dude. This is a lazy ass comp. This is a lazy ass off the top of my head comp. Josh Jacobs of the MLB. He's better than that. He's better than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tough. I'll allow it. I'll allow it, but it's tough. But he was going up against Kohanowitz, right-hander, at home, and we love the I don't even know if the wind tunnel is real or not, but I play lefties in Cleveland all the time, and it seems to be doing well. But this one specifically, I just wanted one of those Rays. And like I said, my model had Junior Caminero for 11.5 total bases. So I just don't know what to tell you if you didn't have a median projection of 11 total bases for Junior Caminero. But
the old 11.5 total bases. Oh my gosh. Incredible, dude. Yeah, well done, man. Well deserved. I know you've been working hard in the MLB streets here. So to see it come to fruition is great for you and great for the community and great for the show, man. So mad respect.
Thank you. Felt good.
let's move on here to at this point, we're gonna have to redo the list, and I mean, I don't even think we could possibly do the list without a Mount Rushmore for our guy Car Park here with a full fledged RT99 impersonation. If we are dating ourselves to way back there, if you catch the reference, you know. But the leaderboard scoopage in the WNBA streets here, truly incredible.
Yeah, man. What a night for him here. Just taking money. Nobody else with $1,000 to claim here. Yeah, car park's on another level, dude. I don't have any. I don't know what to say, dude. He's just like he's by far the winningest battle royale player of the year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to double down on the notion that these are games of skill, just look no further than the players who have come in different windows at different times and really taken over the game. You know what I mean? Like Sam Olsen, JT McKenzie, A. Rosen in baseball last year, Car Park out of nowhere in every sport this year. It really, the Wood comes in here and the Wood wasn't a huge player maybe 3 years ago, and then all of a sudden, huge player in both NBA and baseball this year. So it's just truly incredible to just know that, as much RNG as there is in draft games, as much random variance there is in night-to-night sports, that these games are beatable if you take the time, you do the research, you grind, you put in the entries, because the guys that always are the cream of the crop always tend to rise to the top out here.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, man. Just shout out Car Park. Just this is a hell of a run. Hell of a run.
Yeah. No luck, all skill, baby. Love that so much. Nez, that's all I had for the weekend there. Those were the screenshots in which we were tagged in. I didn't play a ton of the contest. I do want to tell everybody that the Zambonis, if you happen to be in the finals for the Zamboni and the big Zamboni, those have advanced right now. Your boy is I felt super warm and fuzzy inside there, Nez, with the team in which I had live in the big Zamboni until I started looking at a couple of the other teams up there. But your boy happened to sneak one in here, 12-person final in the big Zamboni. Shout out to our guy GA. Inthrius is in here as well. Iron Penguin has an absolute wagon. Chris G is in here. So may the best drafter take this one down. I got a couple pieces of Edmonton and a couple pieces of Florida, and I got a couple contrarian pieces of Florida. So hopefully Brad Marchand, the rat, can get some stuff done out here for us, and McDavid can do his best. So yeah, hoping this one goes my way in here, but good to see a bunch of the community members in there as well.
Yeah. Look at Chris G in there. What the hell? What's he doing in there? What the hell's a polar bear doing in Austin, Texas? This is dude, he got a wagon.
He is jamming his Florida guys in there.
Yeah. If Florida just runs shit, he's got a nice team.
Great stuff.
Man, you know what's hilarious?
Mm-hmm.
This guy Car Park, he's so sharp, giving him all these praises, but yeah, he doesn't understand that there's why there's no NBA slate tonight. Well, there's no WNBA slate tonight because there's 3 games on tomorrow.
He's not. Yeah. Love it, man. Love
This is the guy we're losing to.
Oh, that's good shit. 3-game WNBA tomorrow. We'll cover that on tomorrow's show. We'll do Off and On the Clock. No football today. We'll do football tomorrow there. Also, guys, we're going to have some fun stuff that we're working on behind the scenes coming forward facing very soon. One thing attached to the daily games and one thing attached to some season-long best ball stuff here. We're going to have one previously recorded show a week there. So, we're going to be adding that to the docket. So we're going to make sure we're going to have the members serviced at least twice a week. We're going to have a pre-recorded show, and we're going to have our regular shows So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming from the Badge Bros in the future here. NBA stuff has not advanced just yet. Your boy happened to get one in the dance to the finals and one in the Gills contest to the finals. They are both drawing stone dead because they were Knicks teams. Nez, I think you got one to the dance finals though, right?
Yeah, I don't know how well it'll score, but I have 3 Pacers with Hallie, Siakam, and Miles Turner. But if I can get an extra couple $100, we'll take it. Man, I did not do a lot of Pacers, but of course this is the one that gets through, and man, it's just like, oh, these are the finals. These are the championships that like I tend to build around. AKA like the ones where you can just build like nutted 5-man finals, and I was just doing it around other West teams and not the Thunder with other East teams. Just needed to expand the old imagination there a little bit. Damn. Yeah, this is typically how I like to play these playoff contests. So I'm just like kicking myself.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to our guy Scott Bloomstein, who came on off and on the clock there, last year's dance winner, and came out and he heavily said we got to start mixing in some contrarian Pacers. The Pacers could be a problem in the East. Gave us all the Pacers alpha on off and on the clock, and then it comes to fruition, man. So shout out to him for being all over that one for the second year in a row. Yeah, that show aged like wine there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. I love this. Car Park is heavily invested in the WNBA streets now, buying up all the rookie cards and stuff too. That is great stuff. Yes, Blake, me and you both. We all hate the Knicks right now. I think everybody wanted some Knicks to push us through there. Those will be advancing in the next couple days, so keep an eye out for that. NHL Stanley Cup Finals start Wednesday. I'm super happy with the schedule, Nez, because they're not overlapping. I think that's a byproduct of both being on ESPN, which is super dope for viewing experience, because we're going to get Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and they're going to be alternating nights in terms of Cup Finals and NBA Finals. So that looks like it's going to be a super good viewing experience from Wednesday onward. Puck starting first, hoops starting second. We'll talk about those matchups and stuff on a later date here. Let's start diving into the MLB slate. Yeah, anything else? Sorry, before anything else to say, just kind of like macro about the site, about contests, about stuff over the weekend, or things you've been drafting, or are we good to just hop in, dude?
No, we can just go ahead and get started.
Okay. Oh, here. So Evan's saying Cup Final in the States is on TNT. So they'll be, bouncing back and forth between the two networks. So I think they did the schedule pretty cleanly when I was looking at it, at least for the first 5 games or something. So love that. All right, Nez, let's do this. 5-game slate on our site, or 6-game slate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 7 games on the docket today. 6 games on the slate. Pull up the beautiful unabated interface as our jump off point for that. No weather, man. Looks like this is great. I love talking about baseball with no weather. A couple of boosts to the bats spots on the slate. And then just in a vacuum, I think today plays better for bats than arms. Like just looking at the teams that are on the slate, the hitting conditions on the slate, and the pitchers in which are on the slate. We got a game at Great American Small Park with the Reds there. Brady Singer, who's been better on the road than at home this season in that one. And then we got the Athletics, Sutter Health Park, that has been playing so favorable for bats, and we get a whole bunch of Twins, primarily righties, but we got some lefties back in that lineup. Like we got Matt Walmer back in that lineup off the DL there, or off the IL, sorry, over the weekend. So macro lay of the land on the slate here, Nez, as you guys can see on the site, it's nothing huge in terms of run totals popping, but definitely higher than your standard issue pitching slate where we're getting 9.5s and 8.5s everywhere outside of the Giants and Padres.
Yeah, big time hitting slate. No, there's no bad weather, but definitely some good weather out here, and some good offenses and good parks. So this is a really fun slate.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. I was having a lot of fun drafting it this morning because there's a lot of choose your own adventure paths, especially based on the run totals, right? Like the Mets have pretty high ADPs right now because they are a good ball club, which is kind of weird to say. But yeah, they're good ball club moving to a better park than usual, but it's still Dustin May, right? And Dustin May has a propensity to blow up at times, but also have these nuke strikeout rate games in like 5-6 inning outings there. So some extreme variance. I think it's probably a good slate, Nez, to go game by game here and just kind of break down the bats and stuff like that. But I think the best place to start would just be with pitching in general, ranking the pitchers in terms of how we like them, and then go game by game talking about the bats. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay, cool. Jumping over to the ADP right now. Jack Flaherty as the SP1 on the slate with this 3.3 ADP. He does tend to go there in what I saw, within the first 4 or 5 picks for sure. Joe Ryan has had an unbelievable year thus far, but most of those starts have been in the friendly confines that is Target Field there. So yeah, obviously his home park, great place to pitch. And now, we have a guy who has difficulty with fly ball rates going to this Sutter House Park where everything seems to fly out, in particular to right field there. So those are your top 2 pitchers on the slate by ADP. Are they your top 2 pitchers on the slate, Nez?
They're my top 3, not necessarily in this order, but yeah, I would definitely consider this the top 3 pretty strongly.
Okay, so definitely considering the top 3, but you didn't answer the question. They're not your top 2 then.
Oh, well, no, Logan Webb, like 100%, is like number 1 for me.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get you to get there for me. So yes, I fully agree with you, dude. Logan Webb, Jack Flaherty, and Logan Webb, you can kind of flip a coin on. But yes, I'm all over this Logan Webb spot today as well.
Yeah, I do like Flaherty. Like I think Flaherty has the higher ceiling. But Flaherty does have some blow up risk baked in, as well, but he does have a really high ceiling. And I mean, it makes sense if you're going to draft him that high. You can get, the quality start equity that you get with Logan Webb with Flaherty, maybe with, a win and, maybe 10 Ks, at a ceiling there. But Logan Webb feels really safe. Yeah. If Flaherty's gone, I love Webb. I'm gonna have a ton of Logan Webb today.
Yeah, I like that call a lot there. Highest strikeout rates on the slate here. Flaherty is a 29.9%. Joe Ryan is right behind him, 29.8, and then Logan Webb is 27.9. Wanted to bring it to people's attention though that Logan Webb's xFIP on the season 2.29. That looks pretty elite.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so in terms of us ranking them out relative to ADP, I think we're both in the same camp that Flaherty is 1, Logan Webb is 2, and then Joe Ryan is 3, and then we can kind of draw a line in the sand.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like that shout for sure. Of this next grouping, obviously Brady Singer has had some good outings this season, but is in a tough ballpark. Luis Severino, you could kind of say the same thing about him, but to a little bit lesser extent on the ceiling outcome side, more so kind of like median projection, and then, dealing with these tough starts at home there. I guess it's nice that the vast majority of the Minnesota power that we're concerned about is right-handed outside of, Larnick, Wallner, switch hitting Willie Castro, and Cody Clemens of recent memory. But yeah, just walk me through this kind of like next group of how far it goes.
Yeah, this isn't like a super awesome group here. I don't really want a whole lot to do with Luis Severino, given the park and the weather, and I have respect for the Twins. They're pretty healthy as well, so I'm probably good on that. Dustin May and Brady Singer, I am like vaguely intrigued with.
Okay.
Singer's not in a great park either, but if there's no Christian Yelich in that lineup, not that Christian Yelich has been lighting the world on fire lately, but no Yelich in that lineup makes his job a little bit easier. And if you're out of these top three, he's definitely an option against the Brewers, but he's obviously not a favorite of mine either. And May doesn't have a good matchup either. Mets are strong, and LA is a nice place to hit too, but he's still a fine pitcher right now. So, you just kind of have to work with what you got. And if you're not building out Mets, Dustin May is in your sights too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like where your head's at there. I'm totally in agreement with it there. I do want to talk about you brought it up when talking about Singer there. Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich had an off day yesterday, wasn't supposed to play, but was available to pinch hit. It was just a scheduled off day. He pinch hit. He gets hit on the hand. X-rays come back negative, but it does say that his hand is swollen. Christian Yelich has regained some of the power in which we were missing when he had the back injury last year. So it's nice to see, as you alluded, not setting the world on fire, but at least the power has returned, and left-handed power playing against Brady Singer in that ballpark would play very well. So him in or out will definitely have an impact on how much I enjoy Brady Singer and or how much I enjoy Brewers stacks on the other side. So great point from you there, Nez. The break glass in case of emergency, kind of like you're left holding the bag. We're getting a shout from our guy Emwald in the chat that it would be Steven Kulik. Who do you think it would be?
Yeah, it's been Kulik for me so far, but I'm leaving the light on for Savale.
Okay.
He's not a good pitcher, but he's not the worst.
Professional ass right-handed pitcher.
Yes, he is. Yeah. I don't feel good if I'm left with Savale, but yeah, I just don't have a lot of respect for this Reds lineup right now. They're pretty ass, but in this ballpark, you do got to be careful. He's not my favorite. Probably more of like a redacted play, but he's definitely like I've been doing Kolek like 9 times out of 10, but I have thought about like, hey, maybe I go like Aaron Savale this time around.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't seem terrible. What about Jonathan Cannon? Anything like that? I mean, I was shocked to learn today, hand up, did not realize this, that Detroit has the best record in all of Major League Baseball right now.
I knew it was good. I didn't know it was that good. Wow.
Yeah, best record in all Major League Baseball right now. Not that plays into our fantasy game, but I was just a little shocked to realize that, like coming in to today, going up against the White Sox there.
That's cool.
But yeah, any love for that? I have a nugget on Paul Blackburn. This is Paul Blackburn's first start of the season. He's coming off a knee injury. He had 4 rehab starts. He got up to 84 pitches in his most recent rehab start. He's a professional ass right-handed pitcher that we used to target when he was in Oakland, and he had all that yard to work with to keep it in said yard. I will not be playing him against the Dodgers today, especially if we cannot anticipate more than 5 innings there. So just that's the Blackburn nugget.
Yep. Yeah, I am all the way good on him. No thanks.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, the way I ranked it on the screen, do you have a preference on like Kulak versus Savali versus Severino? Would you prefer Severino over that grouping?
I still think I'm Kolak over Severino.
Okay. I'm good with it. I mean, way better park to pitch in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to take any pitcher in this park, really. I mean, but I will take Ryan sometimes. Just because I think he does have a high ceiling, but like, man, if I'm not taking Ryan, I am definitely looking at Athletics.
Okay. Just interesting to note, Cardi's projections as of right now, Joe Ryan is his SP1 on the slate. So he has it Ryan Webb Flaherty. I don't know if that's a respector of Joe Ryan or if that's a respector of, or not a respector of Sutter Health Park. Just found that interesting. He has it Ryan, Webb, Flaherty, Singer, May, Severino, Cannon, Savale, and then he has Kulak kind of like buried down below. He has it buried behind Tyler Anderson and Hunter Dobbins, who's going to be coming in long relief after an opener. So just found that interesting.
Yeah, I feel like Cardi never has too high of a projection on the A's. One,
yeah,
even in Sutter Health, he just like doesn't care. And there are like, if Joe Ryan gets through this lineup 3 times, not or twice at least, like there's probably like 6 free Ks in this lineup if he does. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I can understand how he gets there. Like it's definitely like a one or the other thing for me for Joe Ryan. Totally acknowledge that Joe Ryan has a high ceiling. Totally acknowledge that Joe Ryan could give up 4 bombs.
Right. Yeah. Well said. Yeah, he is. He kind of has the archetype of that arm, given the park that he's in the spot that he's in today. That is like lowercase ceiling version of like Dylan Cease, where it's going to be all or nothing for him in this park today.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's move on to some of the stacks and some of the isolated bats. I found it very interesting that Mets were really high on this list. I did want to bring it to people's attention as we talk about the first game on the slate there, which is that Brewers and Reds game with the 8.5 there, that Elly De La Cruz lost his sister yesterday. Then he played. He homered, then had a gesture towards the sky, towards her, put a heart up, this sort of thing. I mean, I don't know how you factor that shit into our game other than there's a potential Elly doesn't play today kind of thing where it's like he's dealing with family stuff. I don't know how close he was with his sister. I don't know if he goes back home to visit his family. I don't know what happens there. I just wanted to bring it to people's attention that it happened right before the game yesterday. He played the game and now it's kind of like the aftermath of a tragedy kind of thing. So I'm anticipating him playing baseball today and staying with the team and whatever, but I have no idea. That's a situation beyond baseball that I just wanted to put on people's radar.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to be aware of that. RIP to Elly's sister. That's sad. Did you know, John, speaking of Elly's siblings, did you know Elly De La Cruz is a twin?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a twin brother.
Unfortunate for his brother that he didn't get a little bit of that pop.
Clearly not identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, his twin brother, I think, is like not even 6 feet tall.
Oh man, that's a tough break for all the genetic goodness to just flow to one side of the twin. All right, Nez, let's talk about this first game, Reds and Brewers. My 2 nuggets there were the Yelich one that we already talked about and the Elly one to talk about there. Anticipating, some as many lefties as the Brewers can kind of get in there, which would be like Turang, Yelich, Frelick moving up, Isaac Collins, who's a switch hitter, and then they're primarily right-handed outside of that. Chourio has like kind of the highest of the ADPs of the bunch. And then same with the Reds side there, where it's like Elly has a high ADP and then nobody else really alongside it. So yeah, do you like these stacks? How do you feel about, let's say, Brewers in particular here?
Yeah, I'm into the Brewers. I think Brady Singer has done a pretty good job this season, but I do like these Brewers today, just because we know how variant games at this park can play out. So for me, like, I really like taking Rhys Hoskins, and stacking Rhys Hoskins, for RBI opportunities for him because he's, the best power hitter on the team right now. So he's who I'm really into here and putting, like my favorite slap hitters like Turang and Frelick in front of him, obviously Chourio and Contreras as well. But I think for me, like, I want to build around Rhys Hoskins if I'm stacking the Brewers.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. The one thing that I would say about the Brewers is I'm going to just like it way more if Yelich is in there for sure. But I love the price tags right now. to get access to any team in this ballpark that has ADPs like north of 28 for the majority of their stack, including the aforementioned Rhys Hoskins there. Non-zero chance that Rake Bowers draws into the lineup in some capacity too. Guy with some power from the left side in that ballpark that I would like a lot, who has a flat 36 ADP. So I'd throw those names out there, but I'm in agreement with you for sure.
Yeah, and then you want to talk about Reds?
Yeah, for sure. Talk about the Reds side a little bit there. Let me bring that one up there. Price tags a little bit more expensive there just because of Ellie, but more or less the same for them. They definitely have some left-handed outfield bats that are going to be in there. And my big note on the Savali stuff was Savali has the highest fly ball percentage and highest home run to fly ball on the slate. So those were two things that jumped out to me, that like left-handed Reds of like Will Benson or TJ Friedel leading off, like those kind of guys would be guys that I would have more interest in than the field.
Yeah, definitely the lefties. Definitely the lefties. And, that includes Will Benson, who, pure platoon, but could do enough. We've seen it time and time again, where he just has these monster games in the short, period that he's in the game. So, yeah, I definitely have interest in these lefties. So, like a Friedel, Ellie, Will Benson, stack is something that I would probably, I would probably get to, and yeah, that would probably get. I don't know, I don't know about you. I'm not really interested in mixing in Stevenson. I could maybe get to Gavin Lux, but like Stevenson and Steer, I'll probably just like not have any of.
Okay. Yeah, I would say the one thing about the lefties just in general, like, Friedel, Benson and Fraley, like they're less likely to get pinch hit for today, given the lack of right-handed options on the bench for them. Like they have CES is, oh, he's lefty, but he's been out for a while. But Marte is out, Hayes is out. They got rid of Stuart Fairchild. They got rid of one other right-handed platoon outfielder that they had for a bit, Austin Slater. So those guys are all not on the roster anymore. So the pinch hit risk for some of these lefties a little less so, which makes me like, Will Benson and Fraley more if they start.
Okay, nice.
Okay, cool. I will bring up Bad X in terms of favorite stacks on the slate. The Reds are 4th for Cardi, and the Brewers are 6th for Cardi. So a little bit better than their draft percentage kind of suggests right now.
For which bats? I was looking at Fangraph. Sorry,
just the stack ranking that Cardi currently has. I mean, not directly transferable to our site, but the stack ratings that Cardi has right now, Reds are 4th, Brewers are 6th. And I think it'd be surprising for people to realize that he has them ahead of the Mets and ahead of the Twins, who routinely go ahead of these games on our site.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I don't know that I agree, but yeah, it definitely puts them, more on my radar than they were before.
Yep, exactly. Red Sox and Angels in this next one. Nez, this is going to be an opener situation for the Red Sox. It's going to be Dick Fitz, followed by aka Richard Fitz, followed by Hunter Dobbins, and then Tyler Anderson, the soft thumbing professional ass left-hander on the other side there. We love playing right-handed power in this park. The problem being the Red Sox are missing a ton of it right now, and primarily left-handed heavy. We've seen Trevor Story come to life over the weekend, which is kind of nice to see. But Marcelo Meyer, who got the call up, is left-handed. Davers is left-handed. Jaron Duran's left-handed. So obviously looking for some of these righties in this lineup. I imagine Ref Snyder will be in there. I did have a note about Romy Gonzalez getting called up. So I'm anticipating Romy Gonzalez, who's completely undrafted and not even in projected lineups, to be in this lineup today. So Red Sox side of this one, how you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of lefties, but Tyler Anderson is, pretty reverse splitsy.
Oh, nice.
So not like fully against it, but it's like, what happens when unstoppable force meets an immovable object with, Duran's awful stats against lefties going up against lefty splits. Tyler Anderson, does that even things out? I don't know. But I do like the Sox just because, like, I don't have like a ton of respect for Tyler Anderson. So I am willing to go for it here with Red Sox, and primarily built around Duran and Devers when I can get that.
Yep.
And then once I get the lineup, I really need the Red Sox lineup before I can stack too heavily. But I do plan on getting there, in Fenway.
Okay. Carlos Narvaez is buried in terms of ADP. Definitely some right-handed power there that I would want to get to in my stacks. Anticipate him hitting third or fourth there. So like doing something cheeky with like Christian Campbell, Narvaez, and then one of the left-handed outfielders feels good.
Yeah. And Brett Snyder too looks really nice.
Yeah, he's definitely pinch hit risk, but if he gets 3 at bats and then stays in there, it feels great.
Yeah, he could do enough in limited ABs too.
Yeah. Good shouts there. I will say that in terms of implied run total, looking at multiple resources here, but Brewers with a 5.32 on the ballpark, pal, and Reds with a 4.48. And then this game, Angels with a 5.67 and the Red Sox with a 4.30, according to the ballpark, pal. So pending where you look, yeah, that's just one reference. Let's talk about the Angels on the other side there. Taylor Ward has been so effing hot. Mike Trout is back. You can play Mike Trout any day of the week. Neto was super hot for a stretch there as well. Jan Moncada has the Q tag there. Not sure if we'll get him today. Most of the lineups in which I'm looking at have Moncada out. So just throwing that out there. Interested to just see that Mike Trout, when he came back, was hitting lower in the lineup. He was hitting like 5th and 6th and stuff over the weekend. Yeah, you don't get the handedness advantage here, but Angels as a contrarian stack with some big time power, obviously have some big time swing and miss as well. But against an opener and a potential bullpen game with the monster there with good hitting conditions, I kind of like Angels as a contrarian stack here.
Yeah, I don't know why they're contrarian.
Okay, yeah.
The Angels ADPs don't make any sense to me. So, yeah, I am with you. Love the Angels today. Basically, like up and down this lineup. RIP Luis Rengifo, but no thanks to the Joe Adell experience, but everybody else in this Angels lineup, I want a piece of. But I'm with you. I don't think Yoan Moncada is in today, but if he is, that's exciting. Just because he's been playing really well this season. Yeah, man, I love the Angels today.
Cool. What happened to Luis Rengifo? What I miss?
I mean, he just sucks.
Okay.
One of the lowest OPSs of qualified hitters in baseball.
Yeah. Okay, cool. When you said RIP, I thought I missed something like him going to the IL or something as well. He's just
no. He just was like a fun click for a while, and is now really bad.
Yeah. If we somehow at some point in this series, though, get him in the high side of the order from the right side, he's much better from the right side, right?
I thought he was better from the left side.
Oh, I thought it was power from the right, contact from the left. We'll check that when he faces a lefty.
He's bad on both ends right now.
Yeah. Historically speaking, though. Easy bringing up a great point that 75% of the slate is in great spots and undrafted. Couldn't agree more. That's exactly my first look at this slate was like, okay, I'm forced to fade Mets. I'm forced to fade premium Dodgers stacks and just go at these like lower owned contrarian ones like Brewers, Reds, Angels, Boston, and Athletics kind of thing. Back end Twins, like that sort of deal.
Yeah, this is. Man, will justice be served, though? That's the question.
Impossible. Let's talk about the White Sox and the Tigers here. White Sox, clearly the worst lineup on the slate relative to weighted on base and strikeout rate. First righties has been pretty abysmal, although Luis Robert Jr. makes up a vast majority of said strikeouts. Tigers primarily left-handed, heavy at the top of that lineup, sets up pretty good against Jonathan Cannon. Jonathan Cannon, not a complete and utter gas can, but definitely an attackable pitcher who 44% fly ball, which is not crazy there, but home run to fly ball is, let me see that one again. I thought he had a bad one. Oh no, it's actually pretty reasonable. 9% there. So yeah, I mean, like Jonathan Cannon, like kind of in the direction of professional ass right-handed pitcher who's not actually good enough to be rostered or good enough to be starting on other teams other than the White Sox.
Yeah, I'm like not sure what to do with him necessarily, but a lot of these projection sources just expect the Tigers to tee off, and the Tigers, I don't know why. Like there's a small slate, and I feel like every team we talked about goes like heavily undrafted. But the Tiger, like Kerry Carpenter has a high ADP. I see him fall to the fourth round like all the time. The Tigers are very easy to get to today.
Yep.
And I would like to get to them more.
I respect it, man. White Sox with bad bullpen, definitely gettable here.
Yeah, it just like is kind of surprising.
Yeah, not the best spot in the world in terms of hitting conditions compared to some of the other ones on the slate, but it's by no means bad.
Right. Especially, yeah, it's not the best, not the best park, not the best weather, but it is, the White Sox. So we're gonna roll with that.
Yeah, well said. White Sox with the lowest run total on the slate there, pending where you look. I'm looking at Ballpark Pal right now. That actually gives them a 4.22. That's considerably higher than other places that I'm looking where I'm seeing 3-1, 3-1.5, like that sort of thing. So, are you a believer in potentially getting to contrarian White Sox today, or is it not even necessary?
Man, the slate is so small that like maybe you could, and it's that they're still not well represented enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that I believe that, but like Palacios and Talkman, I could get to those guys.
Palacios, you can't quit. You can't quit, you cheeky bastard.
I'm gonna get Palacios right one of these days.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like easy with a very applicable question in the chat right now. Do you believe in home run / fly ball percentage? Because he goes back and forth, and I feel similarly there. If you just look at Flaherty, 16.4% is second highest on the slate, and the hard hit percentage for Flaherty is like 35.1, which is like directly adjacent to Aaron Savali and Luis Severino on this slate. So when he gets hit and it gets hit in the air, there is the ability for it to travel. So yeah, I don't know. Like if you want to do something like Talkman, I can't talk myself into Luis Robert Jr. anymore because he strikes out 33% of the time, but he does lead baseball in stolen bases right now. So at least there's some fantasy points for that. But if you want to do like left-handed White Sox in Talkman and Benintendi, and then tack on Miguel Vargas, because basically the White Sox only go as far as Miguel Vargas lets them go. So Vargas is kind of like the crux of the White Sox stacks. So if you want to use Vargas as a one-off, or you want to do some 2s and 3-mans, I think it would be Vargas plus a lefty almost every time for me.
Yeah, and we don't have a lefty, so.
What do you mean? Talkman's left-handed. Benintendi's lefhanded.
You said Vargas versus a left-hander?
No, plus a lefty, like in a stack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that. I mean, I would just like leave out Vargas if I was gonna do it. But
okay.
Yeah, as far as home run fly ball rate goes, though, I just like it as like a regression indicator if it fits my priors.
Nice. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Shout out to Goatnap, who once upon a time dropped off 50 Badge Bro subs. He has the all-time leader in the clubhouse is Goatnap with 50 in one serving, and Pete Overzed with 50 in another serving. Our guy rolls through, drops off 5 more out of nowhere. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. That was after he shipped a battle royale in the NFL streets last year, and he's rolling through to tell us Riley Green for the money today. Are you in lockstep with that one, Nez?
Yeah, I mean, Riley Green is so cheap today.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Yeah, I like that. Our guy Keith, aka Len Keith, on the site, a Dog Bowl qualifier from last year, suggesting that it is the Diggler in the middle of that, Dylan Diggler with the catcher you need in the middle there.
I like Dingler. I like Dylan.
All right, let's do it. Easy suggesting that he has in the hashtag sheet a 4% chance for the Shy Sox to win the slate. So it feels bad.
It does feel bad. Drafting the bad teams always feels bad, but that's what good players draft the bad teams whenever they go off, and I don't know how they know, but they do.
We got to ask Brad. How he knows.
How does he know?
How does he know? Oh, there you go. Goat Nap. Paint it forward as he does, or paint it back as he dips his toes into the MLB. Yet somehow took down the Web Gem yesterday, tied for first. Love that, man. Congratulations. That is great.
Yeah, I did see that. Shout out to him.
Awesome. All right, Nez, let's move on to a game that looks like we're primarily getting to it for pitching, unless you want to go by route of the let's get some contrarian bats in our lives that we know are talented. But this looks by far the best place for pitching on the slate. As you guys can see on the unabated line, this is a 7 compared to the 8.5s and the 9.5s that are going down here. The implied team totals are very similar to that said 7. I will recite them in a second here, but Giants as home favorites over the Padres here. We both said that we like Logan Webb in this one, and break class in case of emergency would be getting to Kulak there. So yeah, just thoughts on the San Diego and or Giants stacks here. Cheapest price tag you will ever see on Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, I just don't really want either of these offenses, but how would I do it? I guess, like one-off Padres, I think maybe like max 2 Padres.
Okay.
If I was to do it. And for the Giants, I think I always want to like get the Giants right and like get a big game for them. But like Kolek, I don't know if he's real or not, but his results are good. His results are pretty good. So I am definitely a little concerned about, chasing that just because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't. Can you talk yourself into like drafting either of these teams at a heavy clip at all, or even like 1 or 2 onslaughts?
Only for the leverage angle. I think I'd fade onslaughts and I would use them as one-offs, as you alluded there. Like just using because if anyone builds like San Diego, they're going to use Tatis as a one-off, or they're going to do like Tatis Machado, or they're going to do stuff like that. I would just talk myself into using like Jackson Morel as a one-off instead of using those other guys, and just be like, okay, I'll get the handedness advantage against Webb and hope he pulls one into Maccabi Cove.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I like Kitty saying Nez already locked up the 5-man Padres. Is sick bastard.
I don't know that I did. I think I did in a triple play. I think I might have done it with the Giants. I don't remember doing it with the Padres. Maybe I did.
Okay. Late night Lamont. That was a old school narrative for us when he was hitting at the top of the lineup. Now he's a little bit more buried in this one. Heliot Ramos has been good versus both handedness sides of the plate, and decided to just start stealing bases again out of nowhere on Sunday. He has had some nice box scores in recent memory there. Any love for Lamont Wade Jr. this evening? I did see his home run pick'em was like a 8.8x in the lobbies there.
Yeah. I think Cardi, for some reason, thinks Lamont has like a really underpriced home run odds. I don't know why that is, but it's intriguing because he thinks it's like way underpriced. So maybe just for the bit you can play it, but yeah, I mean, if you are going to do Giants, obviously you want to include left-handed Lamont. I certainly do if I'm ever stacking Giants against a righty, but not going to be my MO today.
Okay, sounds good. Sometimes you just got to remind everybody how much fucking ball you know. And Socrates coming in to tell us that Narvaez is hitting fourth because, of course, he is. And Romy Gonzalez is playing first base, got the call up and hitting fifth there. If you want a potential lefty killer in the middle of that lineup who just got the call. So, sometimes we just got to flex a little bit, bro.
Just gotta flex, man.
Just gotta flex.
That's what this community's for.
Yeah. Sometimes we just gotta flex. All right. Incoming Boston Mega Stack. Yeah, I mean, I can't fault you because the price tags are so good on like Ref Snyder, Navarez, and Romy. Abraham Toro better from the right side than the left and had a power surge like a couple weeks ago. Sedan Rafaela is hitting 8 instead of 9, which is woohoo! An extra 0.04 in terms of expected ABs for once in his career. He's always in that 9 hole. But yeah, that's the only lineup we have out yet to work with. All right, cool. I've seen a lot of this recently. The Scotty Scheffler wins versus Rockies wins, or Rockies wins versus Broncos wins, dating back to last year is the exact same. Like since September 20th of last year or something. They both have 10. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, that one was alarming. Hopefully you guys got some bags through with Scotty Scheffler winning the Memorial over the weekend. There he is cooking right now, and hopefully you guys were able to sneak him in the Albatross, or why am I blanking on the Scramble? The Scramble. 2 more games here. Athletics and Twins here. Nez implied team totals for this one are looking quite lofty. A 5.67 and a 4.96. The bigger being for the Twins there. Both of these pitchers SP2 and SP4. So you're getting a little bit of double bubble leverage in the Sutter Health Park. We like it more than Cardi currently likes it there. Yeah, thoughts on this one? The Nuggets on the Twins in particular was Buxton is back. Wallner is back. So the strength of this lineup looks pretty good. Willie Castro had a monster weekend there. Royce Lewis is still somewhat buried in here. Cody Clemens is free and left-handed power with that little bit of wind tunnel out to right field there. So Cody Clemens was a guy that I was targeting a little bit in my early drafts. Cal Poly's own Brooks Lee, maybe he draws in the lineup today, who's buried down there. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, Royce Lewis has not been good so far, but
bad.
Yeah, he may or may not be in this lineup tonight, but okay. he does. I mean, it doesn't stop me from like wanting to get to him every now and then, but yeah, I might just have to like wait and see. Really like the Cody Clemens call. Cody Clemens, lefty, been hitting pretty well for the Twins. They just like get a lot out of their, little scrappy guys, and he's no exception. So Cody Clemens is a fun one to get to. Matt Wallner is expensive, but I think we all get it. Buxton expensive, but obviously get it. Yeah, man, I like this Twins team a lot today.
Yeah, Buxton might be my 101 homer on the slate, even though it's righty. I think he might be, outside of the obvious, like the Ohtani and that sort of thing. Actually, I haven't looked at Ballpark Pal's home run zone yet. Let me take a look there. But I know Cardi really likes Buxton. Buxton is, wow. You want to, okay. We'll talk about this in 1 second. Buxton is like 6th on Ballpark Pal's list. You want to look at the difference between resources, how Cardi really likes Joe Ryan today in his projection model, and we're kind of more of the Sutter Health Park respectors. Look at the difference in Ballpark Pal here in terms of their likeliness to home run players. Rooker, Butler, Soderstrom, all amongst Ohtani there, and they're not even registering for Bad X today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, I agree with this. I'm a big time athletics guy, so I agree with this. Just don't know why we're not getting the same respect over on Bad X, but
yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and like a 9.5 on the unabated line here. Run totals north of 5 for both teams. Yeah. I like your shout, dude. I think we just got to be really mindful of the Twins lineup. They are a team that loves to platoon and stuff. But if you get the lefties and or the switch hitters in the lineup, you can feel pretty comfortable about them. AKA Brooks Lee, AKA Willie Castro, Cody Clemens with the handedness advantage, though he might get pinch hit for later in the ball game. If a lefty comes in, you bring Loris Lewis off the bench for him or something like that if we end up getting that iteration of the lineup. So just be mindful of the pinch hit risk within the Twins lineup. It is kind of like the old school Rays. It's kind of like the old school Giants where they do mix and match a decent amount. So I will like to go to the guys who for sure aren't coming out in this lineup, aka Buxton and Correa, and mixing in some of the switch hitters so they don't come out kind of deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, cool. The other side of this is athletics. I think both you and I will agree that this is our favorite scroll the F down stack of the day in terms of the park, the home run potential, 80 degrees with the wind blowing out. And, we're Joe Ryan respectors, but you get double bubble leverage here by playing this stack. Definitely love the top three there in Rooker, Butler, and Soderstrom. I will give you some praise on the Jacob Wilson. He's playable today as well. There, Shea Bangliers if he draws in there. Des Clark's been starting in center field for them in recent memory, so most likely be the same there. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Athletics today. There's not a whole lot out of this top, like other than the top five. I'm not really getting anybody else, but I do like the the top five in ADP for the Athletics here as far as their bats go. And I'm doing it quite a bit to end my drafts, like seeing what I get. If I can get a top three pitcher, good projecting hitter. Okay, I'll just end with 3 Athletics. Just call it a team. It's very easy to do right now.
Cool. Any love for the bottom of the order? Like we'll probably get like Luis Arias, CJ Alexander, like Denzel Clark, who I mentioned. Like we're gonna get like the bottom of this Athletics lineup is not nearly as nice as it was like 4 weeks ago. When we had we could tell ourselves a big story about Nick Paz, and we could tell ourselves a story about some of these guys at the bottom of the lineup, like even JJ Bleday and Miguel and why am I blanking? Aguilar. We could tell ourselves a story about some of those guys as better professional baseball players than what's available right now. Does that sway your interest or disinterest at all?
I think Arias and Duhar are gettable. Yeah.
Do you think Andujar is going to play?
On like the guys that are like creative players, though. No, thank you.
Creative players. Yeah, like they had Max Schulman leading off the other day. Yeah, this one, Andujar's out, so he won't draw in. That's why they got all the replacement outfielders up right now, him and Bleday being out.
Yeah, with Bleday sent down. I mean, good Lord. I mean, I know that they needed to shake things up, but did you need to option JJ Bleday?
I mean, the JJ Bleday is aging, and the Michael Toglia stuff is aging. Oh God, they're both sent down right now. So gross. Dinger season.
It's all right. They'll come back when you need them most.
That's true. Contrarian low owned pieces. Socrates wants us to pendle in Stowers for the Dinger pick'em. Potentially, we can get there in a second. Money Mitch, yeah, we got like 225 of us hanging out. Please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you happen to be on the X side, move on over to the YouTube side. Help support the channel there. And if you do want to support the channel further, in the description below is where you can join up to be a member. It's a little finicky on mobile. It's better on the web-based app. I don't know how I fix it for mobile, but I will in the future here. But yeah, I'll mess around with some things. But yeah, just join up there. You get 2 additional streams a week, one in which will be tomorrow's. Tomorrow's stream will be the members only baseball following our football show with Pete. So yeah, about 2:33-ish Eastern tomorrow will be members only. So worth signing up for that one. Last game on the slate, Nez, is Dodgers, who are basically always good chalk, especially when they're at home there or in a good hitting environment, which they appear to be tonight. Paul Blackburn, professional ass right-handed pitcher, but hasn't started in the big leagues yet this year and had a propensity to get hit hard in the past with the Athletics. So we got Dodgers at home, and they are popping in terms of ADP. And then the Mets ADPs are all pushed up because they are the Mets and because they do have power and because Francisco Lindor broke a slate on, I guess it was Friday night, in there as well. So people liking to get to both Mets and Dodgers this evening. Yeah, thoughts on Mets and Dodgers in the last ball game of the night?
I mean, they both look really good. I can't blame the ADP gods for slotting them where they are because I like both of them in this park. Do we know why Nimmo is questionable though? I didn't really see anything.
I think it's a fake Q tag. He was held out in Sunday as a rest day, and then they attributed a designation to him as part of the rest day. I think he's back in there today, hitting second or third as a lefty.
Yeah, that makes him a really nice addition to those stacks. He's been kind of offering more power than I expected, Brandon Nimmo. But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to like the Mets, man. I think if you get, if for whatever reason there's a huge run on pitchers and you're, the 1-2 turn, you don't have a top 3 pitcher there, maybe doing a Lindor Soto double tap, try to get Alonso on the way back. Not a terrible way to spend a draft. I mean, I like Soto and Lindor a lot today, man. So I can't blame people for pushing them up. They're just really difficult to stack right now. But I'd maybe throw in like a little Brett Beatty, little Brandon Nimmo if I'm trying to stack these guys. A couple lefties.
Yeah, Beatty looks like a decent home run pick for the day. Any love for the bottom of the order if we get like the Jared Young, Tyrone Taylor, Francisco Alvarez, anything like that?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, cool. And then Dodgers side, dude. Dodgers with some pretty rich ADPs, but the back end of the lineup is gettable for sure. Will Smith was kind of hot over the weekend there. Max Muncy is pushed up because he had 3 home runs over the weekend as well there and has the handedness advantage tonight. Yeah, no Mookie Betts. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much respect for Paul Blackburn, man. The Dodgers look great.
Yeah, Dodgers.
Everything like the top 4 look good. Teoscar looks good. Teoscar looks like he's too cheap. Pages continues to play well. Hyesung Kim playing well. He has like 1,000 OPS in a small sample.
Yeah, he should probably be playing every day. Like I know they love Rojas and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I just think that it's good chalk.
Yeah. Can you hear that right now?
No, okay. I don't have headphones in, but no.
Okay, let me know if the background noise is killing you guys. There's someone out in the garden and stuff like that. Okay, we got Ellie in, so that alleviates some sweat there. Oh, this isn't good. Corbin Burns got lifted for an elbow thing yesterday after 4 2/3, and his quote is, "My elbow's done. It's dead." That's brutal.
Yeah, apparently he didn't say it in a quote, but he said it to a trainer.
Oh, fuck, that's awful. Is there any chance Mookie Betts plays baseball today and he's like the absolute sleeper of all sleepers with the out tag down there?
That's what I thought, but apparently there's a quote from Roberts that says that he's gonna get a rest today. Okay. But I did take some absolute no name from the Giants just in case he does get a surprise lineup addition, so I could swap to him.
Okay.
But yeah, it does not seem like he actually is going to play.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And what does that mean moving forward?
Say again?
And what does that mean moving forward too? Because he's got a toe. Doesn't he have a toe fracture?
Yeah.
And he hasn't been playing that well this season, truthfully.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, Andy Pages has been mashing in recent memory. Doesn't have the handedness advantage, but just something to note. Conforto could draw in because of the handedness advantage today there. It is Tommy Edmonds bobblehead night there. I will share that with the people. Tommy Edmonds bobblehead night. So he's obviously all the power in Tommy Edmonds comes from the right side, not the left. I think he has 9 home runs on the season and 8 of them have been hit right-handed. Something like that. The splits are pretty wild, but if he finds his way to hitting off a left-handed reliever later in the game, you could do worse than a Tommy Edmonds on bobblehead night. So just a reminder that like Dodgers lineup stretches so much deeper than other teams' lineups that it's fine to play bottom end Dodgers.
You're killing me with this narrative shit.
It's all I'm good for, baby. All right, let's hop in.
Jeez.
Monday Moonshot.
This shit is feeling like crazy right now.
That's great to see.
I think we need some backup.
Dude, we're going to get more than 40K in these tournaments eventually because people are falling in love with baseball and the prize pools. I know it's a night with nothing else, but like, you know, instead of like those WNBA slates that are going to be like, you know, 60, 70K, I think we can do like 60, 70 on WNBA nights alongside 40 MLB. But then on the nights with no WNBA, I think we could probably fit like 50 in a main for MLB or something.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I mean, like this is filling really fast. We have a second triple play up. There's a frozen rope up, which people like, and that fills. The big fly already filled. I do think like slate size matters. Like I don't know that like if it's like an 11 game slate and there's weather, like it sucks how like it has to be kind of like prime conditions in my opinion for baseball to like really take off. But a slate like this, probably you run it back, you could probably do 50.
Yeah. And I mean, like as the season goes on and weather becomes less and less of an issue, it's just going to be more inviting. I actually think like the larger slates probably play better for a prize pool instead of like a 5 or a 6, but that's just my thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I asked my wife to bring me a Monster Energy. Now she's fucking around. She's the mother of my child, but she cannot be. I'm on set. I'm on set. She's throwing me off.
As a fellow content creator,
I know. No respect whatsoever. Yeah, I think some of the smaller. You mentioned about like the smaller slates, right?
I think filling like 8, 9, 10 games is easier than filling like 4, 5, 6.
This is a pretty good one right here. I think personally, this specific slate.
It's just a good slate, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I do agree with you that like 3 games, 4 games for baseball is not prime big slate conditions for sure.
Right. Okay, so Buxton's getting pushed up a little bit there. We got friends and family in here. Jay Bacon Eater's in here. Reese Spook's in here. Vin Deep's in here. Scooped a leaderboard over the weekend. Kerry Bonds gets taken. So we're losing some of our kind of like favorite one-off home run plays there with like the Buxton and Kerry. But, we can mix and match here, make some magic happen.
Jesus, she's got a Bluetooth speaker that is connected to you right now, so she's hearing you. I just disconnected you. Okay, now we're back.
Double dipping my voice through your house. That sounds terrible.
Do you want to? How do you want to attack this here?
Contrarian Reds.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, let's do Milwaukee. Cheerios here. We could do Contrarian Dodgers. We could use Cheerio as a one-off, and then I don't know. What do you like?
I mean, I think we should continue. Let's do a Dodger. I think.
Who do you like?
Will Smith, Max Muncy.
Who do you prefer?
Probably Muncy.
All right.
I was going to say, I didn't get a chance to get there before we took Churio, that Yeah, I think double tapping Red Sox here is interesting with Devers and Duran.
Devers already went.
Mm.
J-Sam setting up that exact thing that you're alluding to.
Mm.
Contrarian Boston was possible there, where we could have done like yeah, we could do like the righties in the middle of the lineup, and we could still do that. Do like Navarez plus. Let me make sure Romy Gonzalez is even in the player pool today.
Good call. He might not be.
Yeah, he's there with the Q tag. He could do something like super contrarian like that. Vindeep takes Willem Contreras from us, so we might have to go in a different direction. Jay Baconator's doing the Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar thing. J Daddy's setting up the twin stack. I had to close this window real quick. I'll make these picks first. This guy, Room in the Head, just pissing me the fuck off. I'm gonna tell him to kick rocks.
I still don't think we can. I don't think we have to close our Brewers window though.
No, yeah, we could do. You like Hoskins?
I do like Hoskins.
We could do Yelich too. We could do Hoskins and Yelich.
Yeah. And you just have to set up your Sal Frelick swaps.
God, please no. Yeah, come up with the pitcher in which we should add to this then, Nez, because we got a double Dodgers. We got 3 Brewers on this bad boy. What do we got next?
My mic is muted. Who's this pitcher going to be? Is the question. How about Mike Trout sitting here? Mike Trout batting 5th, pulling fly balls through the green monster. I don't know. Probably a really bad ADP.
Who's got the bad ADP?
Probably Mike Trout.
Yeah, I think Trout and Brent Rooker have 2 of the worst ADPs on the board, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting for pitcher as they should here.
Goat Nap telling us to go with May or Singer here. Who do you like between those two? I know we did it at the top of the show, but who do you prefer?
Probably on this team, May, because Singer is going to be our anti-pitcher.
Yeah, agreed. We stacked against Singer, so May feels like the best spot here. Plus, you get that small win boost correlation to do Muncy plus Ohtani there. If May goes here, he does not. So we could do May. I do think it is like a tier. You can't do Blackburn because he negatively stacks. Kulak has the best pitching environment. Savali, you get some correlation and will be low owned, so you get a little bit of leverage there. But I think May's the best of the bunch.
Yeah, I think so too. Probably the highest ceiling, which is never a bad, tiebreaker.
Yeah, seems good. Let's rip one more of those there, Nez. Then we will do a pick 'em while we enter the 7th inning stretch.
Let's do it.
See what this bad boy looks like. These things are filling rapidly. Love to see it right now. The people are split out here on the BVP data mattering or not, Nez. There's not a ton of it going into today's slates. They are very small sample size, but Kerry Bonds, aka Kerry Carpenter, has 2 home runs in 7 ABs and 8 plate appearances against Jonathan Cannon. So there's maybe a little something there. And Buxton's only faced Severino 4 times, but he's a guy that we like already, and he's also homered against him in that outing. Same with Matt Wallner, that same game. He had homered against him. So, just a little bit of BVP data for the believers.
Sometimes, man, you just gotta roll with the BVP stuff and believe it's real.
Absolutely. We get Goat Napped in here with us again. Respooked is in here. Got Bees in here. The birthday boy Blake is in here, and J Sam. I know you're hanging out. Say what up in the chat in back-to-back drafts with us. Is Ohtani the 101 just like with a bullet today that we got to take Ohtani again, or could we set up a little bit of contrarian Reds stuff?
I can't convince you that it's not Shohei Ohtani with like, you know, it's Shohei Ohtani by like a long shot. One of the biggest long shots we've probably seen is a 101 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. We do have some lineups out that might change our perspective a little bit since the start of the show. There, Nez, I'll go ahead and bring this up real quick. Angels putting out what we expected. You know, Trout's been hitting in this 5-hole. Taylor Ward's been one of the best hitters in baseball, had 10 home runs last month. There's been some turnover in the bottom of the lineup there with a former failed prospect of the Phillies. Scott Kingery's now playing second base after the Tim Anderson experiment has gone wrong. So you can do a little 3-stack of Angels right-handed outfielders, all with power, all with the monster there. You could go, you know, the thing that's nice about the Angels is they have big time right-handed power, even though they don't have the handedness advantage, especially with these 5+ Neto in the middle there. The Reds have rolled out Benson a little bit higher than anticipated, so that's good for us. Stevenson is at a DH position, so he won't get hit for today. Lux and Friedel with outfield eligibility. You could do a little pairing with Ellie there for a 3-man. So there's a little bit of mix and match potential out here with the initial lineups.
I'm moving my desk to a standing position. One moment.
This guy's all over the place. Getting monsters hand delivered. Then he's got speakers in the corner. A little bit more of what I've been seeing in the lobbies thus far this morning. This happens in this room here where Respook gets to put the Mets thing together. The pitchers going early. Goat Naps building out Boston, as he told us in the chat he would do. Yeah, we'll see what J Sam starts to set up here, and it can kind of drive us in a certain direction. I got a little bit of an idea here, but I'll see what you're about. Kerry Bonds goes there. Logan Webb goes to Blake. Like that start for him. We're facing the exact same stuff we saw last time with Devers already off the board. What do you think about this one, Nez? A little bit of Brent Rooker plus, you know, one of these other athletics pieces.
Yeah, let's do Rooker and Butler.
Okay. I think on my lonesome, I would do Rooker plus Soderstrom and leave an outfield spot for Mike Trout as a one-off instead of just filling 3 outfields early. But this can definitely play and definitely worth experimenting with this. I do want to check if Tommy Edmonds is still outfield eligible. He is not. He's infield eligible, so that opens up some stuff. No Bo Sox likes our team, says he likes the A's bats a lot today. Yeah, we're kind of in the same camp, man. The double bubble leverage plus that ballpark.
Feels good. Feels really good.
Yeah. Blake takes Michael Nelson Trout there, so we weren't going to get that coming back anyways.
Just trying to make he's just, you know, being a teacher's pet with that.
He's playing the hits out here. Nez, have you taken a look at some of the home run pick 'em stuff? Is there anything that was piquing your interest right now if we're going to build out some dongs?
I did like a cheeky Carlos Correa.
Okay. Getting a good price tag?
You got a crazy multiplier.
Okay. Take a look at that one in a second here. Cardi has Carlos Correa. Let's see. He's just a little bit down on that game in general comparative to us. He has him and Heliot Ramos and Reese Hoskins all with very similar projections there.
Yeah, man. I really do like Rhys Hoskins a lot today. What's his ADP? Like 35, 34.9?
Yeah. Yeah, he's big time buried.
So here's what I'll say. Sorry. Nobo Sox saying the Underdog home run pick'ems are gross today. But, for when you look at them enough, they are what they are, and you can still tell when they are still giving you some edge, and we are getting edge on some of these athletics today. Still, they're above 2x. If they're above 2x when they shouldn't be, I'll take it.
Sounds good to me. Nez, how would you land this plane if you were playing by yourself?
Oh, Blake is hilarious for that. Will Smith for the stack.
Okay.
Will Smith's been out of this world.
Yeah, he's been really good.
And good.
No, who do you like next?
Well, I mean, I don't mind locking up Dusty May, for the correlation.
Okay.
Because we're gonna take a scroll at infield anyways.
Sounds good to me. Man, the more I look at these boards and see what the drafters are actually doing in them, the more I like Angels today.
Man, I truly don't understand the Angels ADPs today.
Yeah. 2 soda bombs tonight. Love it. Evan doubling down. Yeah, so there you go. All right. So that was what we were trying to be aware of and get ahead of, proving that we are still ball knowers. Ellie's going to play out this series and then go bereavement on Wednesday. So I guess he's going to be going home for funeral and family and stuff like that. Awful stuff. Hey, Oscar goes there to gut P. We couldn't have done it anyways because we need infield to close this out. Respook going with the Tyler Anderson double bubble leverage. I respect the hell out of that. Doing a little 3 Angels stack without Neto or Trout is going to be instantly contrarian and probably project decently well on paper anyways. And then you do Tyler Anderson, who we know can strike guys out at the best of times. Not a good spot today, but just seems good. Nez, how are we going to land this plane?
Well, let's type in. Let's do Ha-Seong Kim. What do you think?
I think I'd prefer to do the bobblehead night narrative, but I'm good with Kim. I anticipate Kim's going to be in this lineup today, but I don't think it's a given. Yeah, you could definitely not get Kim tonight.
I think you're getting Kim for sure.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it depends if they do. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a non-zero chance you don't get Will Smith today either. And you get rushing from the left side. So I would put that on people's radars as well.
Okay.
I think there's a non-zero chance that Will Smith isn't as safe as people think he is. I think Andy Pages is safer than those ones. I think Conforto drawing in, rushing for the handedness. Tommy Edmonds, because it's bobblehead night, he's playing for sure. Yeah, and then Rojas at short. Something like that. Yeah. I think there's some muddy waters between the Will Smiths, the Rushings, the Edmonds, the Kim, that scenario.
Yeah.
Numi saying we already filled a big fly, so now he's added a second big fly. Love to see it. Things are going well in the MLB streets. Nez, let's close with the home runs. Everybody's favorite time of the program here. Close off the segment. We're still going to do a 7th inning stretch, but close off this segment with some potential home runs. The people wanted Kyle Stowers. I don't know. That 237 doesn't feel like a great price tag. It's okay, but for a guy like Stowers, I don't know. Mike Trout with a 181, and he's free in the 5th round right now. Go gobble that up. He has a better home run pick 'em than Byron Buxton, who goes every single draft in the second round. Mike Trout's ADP is broken today. Yeah, who were you liking?
I liked Correa. Correa has like a 4 or X, I think, or something to hit a home run today.
Carlos Correa at a 408X. That seems fun. We're talking about that ballpark being kind of nice. What else you like?
I think what's Devers? Because I am sort of like into the reverse splits.
Devers at a 253.
It's really not that bad, but for Devers.
Sure. Let's run it. 36.12. Check your prize box here. We'll build something out for the extendor when it gets closer to the finals to start there. I got a nice little 40% profit boost to add to this bad boy to make that thing 50x. Put that 25 in there, get you 1250. Share that one in the chat for anybody.
Boom.
Yeah, what else you kind of like, dude?
What's Soderstrom's home run?
Wow, Kerry Bonds 165.
That's
holy smokes.
No, thank you. No.
Well, yeah, you. But that just juxtaposed to the draft lobby, like him and Riley Green, 165 and 181. Those guys should be being paired together a shit ton.
Yeah.
Soderstrom's only a 227. Don't love that. Love the spot. Don't love the price. Trevor Larnach's at 323. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I know the price isn't that high for Soderstrom. I still just don't. I think he should be in the Kerry Carpenter range.
Yep. What was the one you built this morning? Did you share it?
No, that one was Correa and Soderstrom.
Same.
Yeah, I ran that one and used my profit boost on that. Yeah, I'm trying to see. That was what I really liked the most. Just for the price, that is.
All right, we're getting into tomorrow now. Okay. Well, we should probably do something with Soderstrom then. And if you want to run it again with Correa, that's fine. But I was trying to look for another like price tag. It's a pretty tough day for the Pick'em lobby. It's a really good day for the draft lobby. It's a pretty tough one for these Pick'em ones right now. Like Will Benson, and you're only getting like a 219. Torque, and you're only getting a 188.
Yeah, I mean the run totals are matching, you know.
Right. What about like Soler or Ward? Soler getting a 277.
Okay.
Little right-handed pop with the monster there. Gets you a 22x. Couple little profit boosts on there. Gets you to 30. Let's do that one. Soderstrom and what happened?
That's a fake boost since you already used it. It just didn't go away.
Gotcha. I didn't have multiples of them. Soderstrom and Jorge Soler. That seems fun. Benintendi feels bad, but a good price. Beatty at 5-1. See, like Beatty at 5-1, that gets the juices flowing a little bit.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Let's do Beatty and Benintendi for the chat here.
Okay.
Benson, Ben Rice, Benintendi. Wow, Benintendi at 4-1. Okay, I don't mind that. And then now I'm blanking on who the second one was. Beatty.
Yeah.
Beatty is the 5-1. Handed disadvantage. Probably comes in and hits 5th today. That seems good.
That's an all-timer.
Yeah, I kind of like that Beatty shout in the chat. I think that's smart. Dustin May is proven to be gettable. All right. Good stuff, Nez. Let's jump in this 7th inning stretch and rip one off. This is my first 7th inning stretch. I know you've been in there acquiring some targets. I know you did the after dark there. 2 more spots in the 7th inning stretch to join us. 1 more spot. There we go. Fill up here. Just on a macro level, Nez, maybe talk through some of the ADPs that you think like right now are most interesting or most noteworthy or most mispriced right now.
I think there's a lot of pitchers right now that are mispriced.
Okay.
Pitching is still like a conundrum as far as like how to draft it. In these contests, but I think one thing is for sure is that like it's better to have good pitchers than bad pitchers, and the prices for the most part are pretty affordable for these starting pitchers. Other than like Skeens and Scooball, who got like more expensive, but Skeens was falling to like in the 30s during like my early slows. Now like this current price is just hilarious. So like Skeens is like I cannot draft. I just can't draft Paul Skeens right now. This is crazy. And even Scooball, I can't draft Scooball either. The opportunity cost for those guys is absurd.
Yeah, I mean they've pushed up even more so than Dinger season.
Yeah,
is this Ohtani? Like, is this a clear top 2 of Judge and Ohtani?
Yeah, Ohtani is my 101.
Woo! He's changed his tune.
Yeah, Ohtani's my 101. The lineup for Ohtani is so much better.
Yeah. And it goes deeper now too, because like in the Dinger season there, when you were drafting Dodgers and stuff like that, people were loading up those stacks early and didn't know how to lengthen them. Like Paul Hayes was free late. Edmonds was free late. Will Smith was free late. Now that their like roles in quotations are more solidified and known, look at the difference right now. Like 103, 115, 133, opposed to like all 3 of those guys being available in the 200s in Dinger season.
Yeah. Now that we have certainty, they're getting pushed up. Ronald Acuna is my 103 as well.
Acuna is? Yeah, you're not scared about the lack of running factor or like the day games after night games and stuff like that off to because we have a sample size of him coming back from the ACL.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's just hitting the ball so goddamn hard, like I'm just like, all right, I'll do it. Easy to stack as well, and they've been playing a little bit better. Their World Series odds are still insane to me. Like if I was in a legal state, I would be hitting that like every single day.
As you mentioned, he obviously doesn't qualify yet on the Savant stuff because he's not qualifying. But look at all this red across the board. That's just beautiful to see once he comes back from the IL there. Like, oh yeah, by the way, he's still that guy.
Yeah, bat speed and and barrels go burr.
Yeah. Love that. Lamar 88 decides to go the pitcher route and take Scooball nice and early there. Not financial advice, but I could see it. Bobby Witt still going way up here despite, kind of puttering off in recent memory, but they're going to get a little bit of a boost to that lineup now with, their number 1 prospect in Jack, what's his last name? Caglione, the Florida kid who was a 2-way guy coming up now. Hopefully some big time pop added to that lineup.
I didn't touch on the rookies yet, but that's like the biggest reason to be drafting today is to get these rookies that will all be up like this week, pretty much.
Okay.
We've essentially been told by some of these teams based on these call-ups that feel pretty good about Super 2 being here because it's not Super 2 is not, hard defined. It's like kind of a moving target. I think we can kind of assume that it's here. So I think this week you're going to see a ton of call-ups. and
Roman Anthony being the top of that list.
What's that?
Roman Anthony being the top of that list now.
Roman Anthony, Bubba Chandler, yeah, those guys, and Cags I had my eye on too, being the top of that. I don't think we're gonna get him, but man, I have like my eyes firmly on Chase Burns for the Reds as well. I think, this is me like it's difficult for me to say this, but probably a better pitching prospect than Bubba Chandler. He is still in like AA, so it'd be kind of crazy for him to come up this year, but he's so goddamn good.
Okay.
So I'm keeping my eye out for him.
He's not even the highest ranked Chase from the Reds in the rankings. Yeah, Chase Petty's ahead.
I do like Chase Petty, but he's not good yet.
That's funny.
And Dollander too, but he's not a Red. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean Rocky's pitchers just kill me, but Dollander, back down and then going to be back up again. This is interesting stuff to just look through. Like Fernando Tatis going at 16, like seems
that's bad.
Way too late. That seems insane. All these pitchers going early. I mean, maybe we're just playing with like a more recreational crowd here. That seems bad.
Yeah, we certainly are. Yeah, man. I think too, like now that we are here and it's such a sprint to the finals, like we should be very cognizant of our finals schedule.
Yeah, well said there. That is something we harped on in Dinger season there, but even more so in a shorter sprint style contest like this.
Yeah, Padres and Giants both get the Rockies series in the finals.
Yeah, that was the thesis, Nez, with the Fernando Tatis stuff and all that Dinger Rockies love. Not aging so great because the Rockies can't even score runs at home right now. But in this style contest, only a 46-person seat final, 2 out of 12, 2 out of 8, and 1 out of 8. One of those little bubbles could be swung so hard by simply having an at Coors series. I imagine you're going to tell me to take O'Neal Cruz here.
Yeah.
Fine.
He's like the highest projected player every day.
Yeah, on the Bad Axe. Bad Axe loves O'Neal Cruz, loves how fast he is and how hard he hits the ball. Only going to get better as the summer goes on, too, as conditions get warmer, because we know that place is a tough place to hit, but then becomes a good place to hit. Crazy to see Cal Raleigh's ADP up here. Mookie Betts for the stack, despite the broken toe. Julio Rodriguez jumps out to me. Gunnar Henderson jumps out to me.
I think I like Gunnar.
Do it. I could be sold on either of those. I mean, like we keep going back to the batted ball stuff with Gunnar. It's the number one park for left-handed power, and it's the number one park for left-handed home runs. So, I mean, yeah, I'll keep betting on Gunnar.
Yeah, he's going to get better too as the season goes on. I think so, at least. Plus, the lineup should be getting better too. They're missing a lot of guys right now.
Yeah.
So once they get guys back, that should be, that should be in his favor. He just plays in a lot of really good parks. So.
Yeah, if we look at some of this, if we were in an all exit velocity league, we just won with our draft because you get O'Neal Cruz, you get Shohei Ohtani, and then you get Gunnar Henderson all in the top 11 in average exit velo there. Like hard hit percentage, I imagine. Ohtani, O'Neal Cruz, Gunnar Henderson at 12. So they're all top 12 in how hard they hit the ball. Barrels per plate appearance. Ohtani's up here. O'Neal's up here. Gunnar Henderson a little bit more buried in terms of barrels per plate appearance, which is kind of surprising. So maybe that's the difference there. But I mean, if we're going with advanced stats guys who could be positive regression candidates who are also still having decent years, like these three are three great targets through 3 rounds.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let me look real quick because I always forget when like the championship weeks are, like what dates those are for the schedule.
Yeah, my old computer, I had it right here, and now I don't know where it is. It bookmarked, and I had it, whatever. Actually, you know what? I think I can find it for you. Let's see.
I wish in the app where it says round 4 is MLB best ball weeks 9 and 10, please just put the dates instead. I promise that translates better.
Yeah, I do tend to agree with you there. I had a Google sheet on it. Surely I was smart enough to, save it somewhere, right?
Yeah, let me just. I'll reverse engineer this.
Okay, I might find it first. Let's see. I'm looking for. Come on, like anything schedule related. You would think. Here we go. I got it. There you go. That's the Dingers final schedule. It's not pretty, but it's there.
Yeah, so Padres have it really nice because not only are they in Coors, but they also get Colorado at home, and Colorado just has a terrible rotation. So it's just good to face the Rockies in general.
It's almost as if there was a reason Fernando Tatis Jr. was my highest exposed outfielder in the first round. It's almost as if I thought about this. Nez, what do you like here? Austin Riley, professional ass hitter, and then you could do Ozuna with it as well. We could think about our first pitcher.
I've been taking Hunter Brown here.
You like Hunter Brown? You like him more than Hunter Green?
Oh yeah, yeah. Hunter Green right now is scaring me. I don't know how healthy he is.
Yeah, the old strikeout rates there. July 28th is the first day of playoffs, according to Duke here. Duke was also asking when this contest dropped. I think it was 2 weeks ago that it dropped, correct? 3 weeks ago?
Could even be longer than that. It's been out for a little bit.
Yeah. But still only 20-something% full, I believe. 20 on the nose right there. Riley Green goes there. Logan Webb goes there. Professional ass hitters in Austin Riley and Ketel Marte available. Ozuna if we want the outfield. Michael Nelson Trout. All right. Let's double and triple down on the notion. Michael Nelson Trout. Dude, Spencer Strider being down here and Chris Sale being down here is pretty eye-opening. I like both of those a lot.
If you just click pitcher real quick.
Yep.
This is typically a range where I am getting, Sale. Strider, I am such like a loser in that I need to see it from Strider. Because he hasn't looked good yet, Not really.
I mean, I think he's looked decent. I don't think he's looked like Spencer Strider. We're grown to a custom Spencer Strider. But I think he's looked better than these names around him still. You know what I mean?
I think Sale has been better.
Oh, I agree with that. Yes, I agree with you on Sale being better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's looked about the same as Dylan Cease. Maybe a little bit better than Cease in recent memory. Yeah. I think he's looked better than Cole Ragans.
What's that King? We got an update on Michael King?
This little
he's playing right light here. Catch. That's a tough click in this contest. Certainly not at 74. So Cease, King, strong fades. Luzardo's going to be falling because he just had a bad start. So when you look at pitcher, there's just not a lot of good pitchers, But if you scroll down just a little bit, Bubic, major target for me. Robbie Ray, Framber Valdez, huge targets for me. I reach on those guys a lot.
Yeah, I'd agree with you in that pocket for sure, especially now with the Corbin Burns injury. Dude, Schwellenbach hit 100 the other night.
Really?
That's crazy, right? I didn't think he had that in his bag. And it was later in the ball game too.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah. But yeah, pitcher health is just so huge, especially in a short contest like this. I'm a little surprised how bullish you are on the rookies. Like I can understand like maybe like one per roster in terms of like call up guys, but like with such a short contest, if you get like guys who aren't fully stretched out or going like 6-7 innings, like I wouldn't want to have more than 2 on my rosters. I mean,
I'm
maybe
not
for
taking
the
that many rookie pitchers. It's
okay,
basically just Bubba.
okay, yeah, I respect that.
And he will be stretched out because he's pitching it all because they have him down there for so goddamn long.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying as shit, but
dude, Paul Goldschmidt's ADP is 37.
I don't know if that's his ADP, but that's where he went.
Wow,
It's
Jordan at
high.
40.
Dude, Jordan is unclickable for me.
Yeah, you're just so worried about the timeline.
Yeah, they didn't they just say that he has a fracture?
No, I didn't see that, but I'm not no, but yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Why can't I? Fracture revealed. Hand imaging following Friday's batting practice revealed a fracture that is 60% healed.
That sucks.
Yeah. In a hand for a power hitter? No, thank you. Yeah, that's gross, dude. That sucks.
Yeah, it's really not good.
Wow, CJ Abrams behind Jazz. Like, do we have a timeline for Jazz? Could come Tuesday. Okay, that makes sense then.
I think Abrams is nice, but yeah, I guess he is above Abrams, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Wow, Willer Abreu all the way up here. He was in the 200s in our draft season.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think that's right. Like Randy Arozarena should still be going over Willer. But I guess that's how outfield thirsty we are.
Oh, Yelich is in
the lineup today.
He is.
Yeah, that's good. That makes me really like that stack.
Yeah, I need to set up some auto ranks.
Yeah, we'll get in there in about half an hour's time when this draft's done. Damn, CJ Abrams goes right in front of us here. We could do Yelich on this team. We could also stack Taylor Ward with Michael Trout.
I would probably do Ward.
Okay. Do Ward plus Trout. We got a 1-1-4 cooking right now. Soderstrom up at 66 in terms of ADP. You'd love to see the CLV.
Do you think that's good or is that overpriced to you?
I think it's overpriced.
I can't tell.
It's paying for past production, but he definitely has a nice home run profile that fits well in that ballpark, and that ballpark's only going to heat up. Cole Reagans, Dylan Cease, Newt Bar, Yelich.
I don't hate Chapman for the playoff schedule because he plays cores.
Okay. That's all you had to say. Didn't take a ton of Chapman in Dinger season. Was not in love with Giants home park and Giants schedule. And I thought he was a regression candidate because he set a career high in steals last year. And I thought that was weird at his age and changing teams and that sort of deal. And yet he's still running a little bit. So yeah, I'm good with Chapman.
Okay.
He's just kind of like one of those median projection, like filler guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't love him, on his own, but I do enjoy him playing cores.
Yeah.
With his hard hit stuff.
You buried the lead a little bit there on the Yelich one, dude. Hoskins in the 5 hole instead of the 6 or the 7 there too. Rake Bowers draws into the lineup because some of us fucking know ball. Yeah, this is good. This is a good little lineup that I want to stack from the Brewers.
Yeah, that was a crucial lineup to get. Now we got it.
Joey Ortiz has been a bit of a disappointment this year. I thought we'd see more from the power profile from him from shortstop as the Adames replacement.
Yeah. No, he has not been very, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, so right now we got what, one pitcher. I mean, I would start thinking about adding more to the staff soon.
Okay, sounds good. Time to start prioritizing. That looks like a good price tag for Flaherty. 84.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I was sort of like, I got a little bit of sticker shock for it, but like, I think it's fair.
Okay.
It's just like, if you don't take pitchers soon, like I just hate the way that my rotations have looked if I punt.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I just have not been a fan.
Ben Rice undrafted in the dinger and then just smokes all these hard hit contributions right now. And even with like some platoon risk associated with him, he's still a 102 in terms of ADP.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I just, he just has been sitting a lot, even though like he does well when he's in. That could change, and they could be like, oh, actually, like, yeah, let's play him. He's good. But for the time being, I am a little spooked.
Man, that Blade ADP is terrible.
Oh, it is. That's purely auto drafters holding the line on that one.
This Jackson Holiday ADP and Colton Cowser ADP looks really good. Doyle's a big trade candidate. So if you're drafting Doyle for the Colorado thing, I think you should look elsewhere.
Yeah, Doyle, terrible ADP personally.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like Doyle and McMahon look like trade candidates. I mean, the Rockies always fuck up their decision making, so maybe they continue to do so. But SB saying Parker Meadows season. When's Parker Meadows back?
Can he does he have feeling in his hand yet?
Set to begin a rehab assignment. I mean, Parker Meadows as a complete scroll EF down in the last round, you could do worse.
There's a lot of really good scrolls.
Yeah. This is fun.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is like a very fun ADP landscape. Like it's kind of daunting to, to dive into for the first time, but man.
Dude, this Kerry Bonds ADP seems broken. He should be higher than that. Willie Adames stacks, Zach Neto stacks. You told me to think about pitcher. We could do Bubic or Schwellenbach. I'm good with either. Mullins stack.
I prefer Ray.
Okay. Robbie Ray here at SP26. So we can take Robbie Ray. That feels good. He's been really good this year. We could also take two pitchers in this pocket. That's the one that you were talking about. But Neto for the stack with the Angel stuff feels good. Adames feels fine if you want to bet on the bounce back thing with Chapman. Kerry Bonds feels fine. Who do you like?
Brian Reynolds.
I guess he stacks with Cruz, so I'll give it to you.
He has, for his rolling average 15 game, brought his WRC plus up to 185 during that span. He's just a slow starter, and he's heating up right now.
All right. Wonky said Neto's ADP started in the 150, so it's wild to see him up like that. Jordan Beck has a nice ADP. Yeah, like I'd rather have Jordan Beck than I'd rather have Jordan Beck than Doyle relative to ADP and knowing that he'll be on the team factor.
Yeah.
Angels 4 games at Seattle to end off. Yeah, that's gross. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, you don't love that.
No. Turn Me Up said he doesn't mind taking 7 pitchers after ADP 100.
Yeah, there are guys that I guess like if I had to do it, I suppose I could.
Yeah. Yeah, but, he says Gavin Williams, Ryan Pepio, Tanner Bybee, and Matt Liberatore.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Liberatore guy, but he's been okay.
SB saying that activated today Parker Meadows. So that's directly applicable for the daily contest today. Do not know if he's in the player pool or not, but I imagine Parker Meadows coming back would trigger, trying to think who they'd send down. Malloy, someone like that. Probably send down. I could probably find the answer for everyone, but it would shake up the Tigers lineup a little bit because you'd probably get. Yeah, I don't know.
Wonky with another good one, Mick Abel, who just entered the rotation for Taiwan Walker.
Sneaky. Yeah, that's sneaky.
Yeah, he's a really good prospect.
Taiwan moved to long relief today.
Yeah, full time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know who is tied for second? There's about 7 guys tied for second for quality starts, but you know who's up there?
Bailey Falter.
No, Bailey Falter is number 1. No, he's not number 1. Mitch Keller, though, 9 quality starts.
Yeah, I was singing his praises on Friday's show in that matchup against the Padres. How nobody was clicking him on our Friday slate, and he was.
Yeah, someone told me that you did that in my honor. Thank you.
Yeah, he looks like he's come back around. He's pushing into that professional ass right-handed category of just like, it's fine to click it, like maybe a little bit more strikeout upside on a start-to-start basis than like the Mario Kellys of the world, but like similar profile of like just dependable right-handed guy.
Yeah. What more soft contact than swing and miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he looks good. I'm gonna be very sad when he's traded.
Yeah, I think it might be inevitable, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna trade him, probably a couple other guys, in order to free up money to try to extend Skeens.
Which is a good thing. Kirby, Woo, we're kind of in this pitcher pocket right now.
Yeah, I don't hate Sanchez as an option. If you just want to put someone in the queue. And Senga.
You like Christopher Sanchez over this grouping?
I mean, you're just a guy.
Like Senga.
Dominguez is interesting. He's sort of like, in my eyes, heating up. I don't know that for a fact. Definitely not a Adolis. Yeah, thumb testing. No thanks.
Yeah, it was a thumb contusion when he was sliding into the bag there last night, I believe.
Yeah, that's scary. Let's maybe look at infield. We don't really have too many infielders. Wilson Contreras, I like. Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, I was trying not to say his name. I think that's mine's 101 on this team right now.
Yeah, he stacks.
Yeah, like him or Cowser felt good, but given the fact that we have 5 outfielders already and we're only going to have 6 on this team, given the capital, I think outfielder or infielder or pitcher feels best here. Man, this Perdomo ADP is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, Jackson Holiday feels really good here. This feels like a really strong pocket for pitcher right here. Like if you wanted to push Holiday and see if he comes back, but if you really want Holiday, we should take pitcher.
You can do whatever.
All right, let's take Holiday.
I'm cool.
He's been leading off. He's been good.
Yeah. We have 3 pretty solid pitchers to start this rotation too.
Yeah. Baltimore gets at San Diego. Baltimore is kind of gross in the playoffs, to be honest. They get Pittsburgh and then Toronto. At Toronto, that's nice to close out because Toronto's been the second best home run park, but they are also dealing with only 6 games each week. And at San Diego and then versus the Dodgers at home isn't the greatest thing in the world, but at least they have 6 games at home between the 2 weeks where left-handed power has been the best in baseball.
Dude, so look at the Guardians schedule, right? If we believe that lefties against right, that the left-handed sticks for Cleveland is like where it's at whenever they're at home. They end the last season against, KC, who has some decent pitching, and then the White Sox, who are obviously stink.
Yeah.
And they go to Fenway and to Tampa. Now, you do sort of have to cross your fingers and hope there's no weather there, but like that's a hell of an offensive environment for the finals.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Both Tampa and Boston play better for right-handed power than left-handed, but still good. Like on the slate, they'll still be like top 5 hitting environments. Like if we had a daily slate that day. So those feel good. KC, a little scary that they go lefty for at least 2 of those, maybe 3 of those. Like, like Bubich, Cole Reagans, and like Dustin Lynch is in the rotation / opening right now. Whether that's the case down the stretch, who knows? But outside of that, I can't poke holes in it. That looks really good.
Let me see here. Who else? Yeah, I'm trying to get these schedules a little more in my brain.
Yeah, no, it definitely plays here. I mean, I think I'd be a little bit more concerned about the playoff schedules than the final week schedules. Like the final week schedules aren't as important in this contest, in my estimation, as the Dinger because it's only a 46-person final. I think getting through that 2 out of 10 and 1 out of 8, it might be a little bit more important in this contest than Dinger season. So like Dinger season, prioritizing for the final 2 weeks feels really good. In this contest, I think maybe even prioritizing for the first 2 weeks of the playoffs feels really good because it'll be harder to advance.
Yeah. Yeah, I did mention that too whenever I was streaming this, that like, man, the finals are small here.
Yeah.
They didn't have I feel like they don't have to be this small next year.
Yeah, fair enough. Just structurally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
having
I just don't think that's like super necessary because it's
1 out of 8 feels tough.
Yeah, to get to the finals, we're 2 out of 12. And I think that's probably where I would make the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And allow more people to get into the finals is if we do like 4 out of 12 or 3 out of 12.
Can Aaron Nola bounce back for the second half here?
I'm scared of that.
Clay Holmes, Gallen bounce back, Shota.
I do like Holmes. I'm scared of Nola, dude.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Clay Holmes has looked great.
Yeah.
A little bit of Mets correlation for some 2-start weeks. Colton Cowser's here if we want to finish off outfield and round out the Baltimore stack. Presumably going to be back soon leading off. McLean's kind of buried. Aranda, Yandy.
I would tell you to have a lot of fun here.
And?
Take Cags for Kansas City.
Sure. Cagliano. Let's go have some fun. Scroll the F down. About 100 picks. Yeah, like where do you think his ADP, knowing that he is up, should now be?
Probably where we just took him for now.
Yeah,
then, let's watch him have a good game or two, and then see where he goes from here. He's going to hit in the heart of the order, and I think he's a very good hitter. So they fast tracked him, like he came up quick.
Yeah, eerily reminiscent of the Zach Neto fast track.
Yeah, this dude mashed, man. I mean, he played 50 games this season in AA and AAA, and slugged 600.
Seems good.
Sure.
Holy shit.
15 home runs in 50 games.
15 home runs in 50 games?
Yeah, 1-5.
Wow. That's crazy. He started at single A this year or started at AA?
He started in AA.
Okay, yeah. Jays have games in Coors and Cincinnati.
When is that, I wonder?
Coors will be before the finals. Finals is part of Cincinnati. They have Cincinnati, Yankee Stadium, and then they have 6 at home versus Houston and Baltimore in the finals there. So leading up to the finals must be the Coors series, which would be good.
Yeah, Jays are interesting too, man. They're not bad.
Yeah, losing Varsho kind of hurts. I mean, definitely hurts.
That looked really bad.
Yeah, it did, the hamstring.
Yep, that looked really bad.
Yeah. Addison Barger, let's see. Wow, 268 fantasy points already this season. Homers in the third straight game. Oh, here we go. Andre Jimenez will be back tomorrow, most likely. So if you guys are playing the dailies tomorrow, that's a little something to be noted.
I think we might get JJ Bleday in this lineup today, by the way. They recalled him.
Oh, there we go.
But he's not in the player pool.
For our daily game?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but he's probably just going to take someone's spot away then in the outfield. Yeah, here's the most recent news from the Underdog. Oh my god, I'm fucking savant, dude. Malloy gets sent down. Nailed it. Nailed it. There's your most recent news. JJ Bleday is coming up, so he'll be in the lineup today against Joe Ryan. Chase Dollander is going to be out to start tomorrow, so that'll happen. That'll be part of our slate tomorrow. And then Parker Meadows activated from the IL, presumably going to be starting today. They send down Justin Henry Malloy there. So, yeah.
Man, I wonder if the Tigers make a splash move at the deadline.
You would think they're in a position to do so this year. I don't know what you would give up. I mean, getting Parker Meadows back is a nice little boost there.
Yeah, it depends on who's on the block because like they have the type of prospects to go like all the way in.
Sure, yeah.
With that Max Clark kid, like you could really push your chips in with him.
Who would be the most desirable target? Because, like, you know, the Luis Robert Jr., aka Luis Robert, you know, he was a guy that people were looking at the start of the year. Doyle and McMahon were guys at the start of the year people were talking about. Sandy Alcantara was another guy at the start of the year people were talking about. And I don't think anyone wants any four of those right now.
No. This wouldn't be for Max Clark, but I think that they should go get Tyler O'Neill.
Ooh, Ton, that's a good one.
They could use like that right-handed stick.
Yeah, if he's off the IL. When's he off the IL? Do we know?
I mean, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Wow, Dylan Cruz at 165 there. That seems like good hashtag value if he comes back anytime soon. Jordan Beck's buried down here.
There's so many good outfielders. Like it's so funny how this happens.
Marcelo Meyer is buried. Looking him up. All right, we're up here, Nez. I think pitcher should be it. I don't think we need a third Mets pitcher. Do we have a Glasnow timeline?
No, I'm not sure.
Bassett or Lugo as professional ass righties?
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you to take Bubba Chandler here, but you know.
All right.
He'll be up by the 30th, like I promise.
Yeah, I'm not as bullish on that sentiment, but yeah.
Why do you think he wouldn't be?
They just have nothing to play for. So like you can just push his timeline down the road as long as you want.
And I would say Rhys Hoskins here.
Just as a one-off?
Yeah. He's like so undervalued.
Okay. I like it. Torpedo bat sees on for Rhys Hoskins. Ever since he switched, he had that amazing spring training, climbed up the draft boards. Then he was one of the worst hitters in baseball after to start the year. And then now all of a sudden he switched to the torpedo bat about a month ago and he just started raking like crazy. So maybe some correlation there.
Yeah. Not stacked obviously, but you're not finding 820 OPSs, you know, over his sample down here.
That's a very fair point. I'm trying to think of some other guys that might be back here. Like,
I mean, I know one for sure, but we just don't know. Well, it depends what you mean by that. So like, I'm just gonna throw out a guy, Nick Kurtz. He's on the IL, hip strain, but he could be back, in 4 weeks. He's absolutely free.
That's a good one. Yeah. It's a really
he
good
just
one.
Started to wake up.
Yeah. He homered, twice in that one ball game and 4 times in 5 days or something like that after he'd been scuffling for so long, didn't have the extra base hits, and then he just went nuke for a week and then got put on the IL.
Yeah.
Wow, Brandon Lau's still down here, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I think my plan is, and I'm not going to commit to like full ranks, but I think just going to trust that our members are smart enough to use this type of stuff wisely. But I do want to put together some uploadable ranks that are just simply like my favorite targets in these drafts.
Nice.
And then you can always just kind of like lean on them if if you're not sorting by ADP, and just see like who I think is undervalued in these, and then just kind of upload this the CSV on YouTube for our members.
Awesome. Great idea. Love that. Tyler Malley going there.
Contest.
Say again?
Because this is just such a fun contest. Like, this is really one of the big, like, it's tough because like there is edge in these ADPs, and then also it's like, yeah, hopefully you're right in the 4 weeks that these guys play baseball. But like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is a very interesting and delicate balancing act of like taking these rookies that could go up or down in terms of like closing line value, but also could go up or down in terms of their own team dynamic, where they're not even playing the 4 weeks that are so important for us to get through. Also, that with the injury window, right? Where it's like, obviously, we don't know who is going to be injured in that window, either whether they're hurt now or potentially getting hurt in the future. And like availability is your best ability in a 4-week sprint style contest, right?
Yeah. And there's always guys that just get so hot.
Well, yeah, and it's baseball, right? It's like that. Those guys that get so hot could be ADP 245, and we're not even thinking about them, or they could be Ohtani, and Ohtani's the guy you need in every single lobby to push the first team through.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, our guy Eagles had like 58% or something. Nico Horner, and Nico Horner turned into like into like Ted Williams during that 4 week stretch. I think he advanced over half of his teams and he maxed, and I don't think he got a single team to the finals.
Wow.
It's just the dynamics of this contest. I'm not saying that to rag on the guy.
No, sure. Yeah. That makes sense though. That's crazy. I got a target for us here, I think.
Okay.
I think you're going to like him too.
We'll see.
We'll see. Wow, it's crazy to see Rookie all the way down here, Sandy Alcantara way down here. Man, that Yusei Kikuchi ADP makes me want to buy.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't touch Yuri Perez with a 10-foot pole, but I get the idea.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like my next 2 suggestions here, Nez. We're on the clock here. What do you think about Ryan O'Hearn for this lefty Baltimore stack?
Yeah. He's been very good.
The hashtag charts look insane on Ryan O'Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm purposefully not taking a picture here because I want us to go dumpster diving together and have a discussion out of it. But if you think Seth Lugo is a must click if he comes back, tell me as such.
No, I don't think Seth Lugo is ever a must click.
That checks out. He gets taken. I think you're going to like this next one too. How about a Roman Anthony share?
Yeah, it's about time.
Roman Anthony as just like a ceiling shot outfielder to round out our outfield that's loaded with studs. That feels like the perfect archetype of player to add to Ohtani, O'Neal Cruz, Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, and Brian Oatmeal Reynolds. And then you just take like, those are all within the top 100 picks. And then we take a ceiling shot on Roman Anthony to go with it.
Yeah, dude, Roman Anthony's like arguably the best prospect in baseball.
Yes, sir.
They're just being very cheap with his service time.
Jesus BM is hanging out in the 11 hole, wants us to sauce it up for him. See what we think here, Nez. Let me see. He's got a 4.66 cooking with Sale, Evaldi, Sonny Gray, and Tyler Mahle. He's got Trey Turner, Miguel Garcia, Pena, Torres, Jonathan Aranda. Oh, shit. It just jumped back to my team.
Yeah, so you can use the board, brother.
I was like, I can go quick. Luis Arias, Schwarber for the stack, Wood, Seiya Suzuki, Jung Ho Lee, Stephen Kwan, and Sal Frelick. Not a ton of stacking going on, but I see some mini correlation in there. Thoughts, Nez?
I think you're being nice because this is full of guys that you would never take.
Yeah, I would never take Luis Arias. I would never take Jeremy Pena.
Jeremy Pena is hotter than hell right now, but I just don't think it's real.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I like the start. Like, I love the Schwarber plus Woods and then the Turner stack. I love starting my stack with Chris Sale. I would have passed on Jung Ho Lee and Stephen Kwan, just not the archetype of guys that I would want in that range. Probably would have gone for some higher ceiling potential. Like, I would rather take Lawrence Butler or Cody Bellinger over Jung Ho, or stack Ian Happ with Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, like there's just a lot of slap hitters, but hey, maybe compiling the points is what you need.
Yeah. Not a lot of like home run ceiling there. I like the David Peterson pick. I'll do that.
David Peterson's a nice pick.
Yeah.
Round 17, this dude's been dealing.
Zach McKinstry, his playing time might be a little bit in jeopardy with that Parker Meadows situation.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love him right now.
Nez, I got an absolute pick for us in this next one, and then I'll ask you how we should spend the remaining capital. I think you're gonna tell me on two pitchers, but we got a 5.66 cooking right now. I'm gonna add an absolute pick to this team, an absolute pick, and you're gonna be like, my guy. That's what's gonna happen here, Nez. And then I think you're gonna tell me that we need two pitchers for a 7.76.
I think we do need at least one more pitcher.
All right. All right, let's see what's going down here. Kyle Manzardo goes there. Shea Bangliers. Nice little price tag on Jesus Sanchez there. Nick Paz goes at 186 there. So someone's listening to the show, aka Big Kev 1979. Ball knower. Hunter Goodman, Ryan Pepio, Max Meyer, who was, not drafted all that frequently in the dinger, moving all the way up here. Jurickson Profar coming back from the suspension. That's a cheeky one. I don't know where he's going to hit in that lineup, but that's another one with the Braves there. Jordan Westbrook goes. Austin Hayes goes. What do you think about this Marcelo Mayer pick here to stack up with Roman Anthony?
It's definitely fun. Let's do it.
Let's slap it around a little bit. And then I think we're going to need two pitchers to close this one off, Nez. And I think we should go dumpster diving here.
We can definitely go dumpster diving.
There's still some decent pitchers available here. Like Bobby's okay. Woodruff, obviously, the timeline scares us. It's crazy that we still haven't got Woodruff.
Will Warren just got like blown up, but he just went too. But I think he's a very nice pick.
That seems good. Matthew Boyd staring us in the face. We really liked him on the daily slate about a week ago. Kikuchi's been nice. Dustin May's okay. Keller's here. Who do you like, dude? Bryce Miller's coming back today.
I like Mitch Keller. Let's do Bryce Miller. Okay.
Bryce Miller's coming back. I think he's supposed to be activated tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Perfect place to pitch, that park. It does negatively correlate a little bit against our Angels 2-man stack in the final start of the season if they happen to play each other in those last 4 games. But I'm not overly worried about that.
Nah. That is something I do find myself getting a lot of like NL East pitchers though with my NL East stacks, which like is sort of uncomfortable, but
yeah,
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine too. Trevor Larnach goes there. Lane Thompson going to get activated from the IL, I think. Or did he just go back on the IL? I think he went back on.
No, I think he's back. I think he just got activated.
Placed on the IL, retroactive to May 27th, right foot plantar fasciitis.
I was like, well, he's been gone for so long. Certainly he's back.
Yeah.
Wrong.
There's the Matthew Liberatore pick, followed by Matthew Boyd. This Kikuchi ADP stands out to me as a dude who has like a strikeout ceiling.
Yeah.
Andrew Abbott, I hate the home park, but like he's been nice.
I don't believe in him. I refuse.
Yep.
I refuse.
He was part of that Luis Castillo trade.
Oh. I did not know that.
Logan Henderson needs to come up. There's a scroll the F down.
He does have the results.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, he throws pretty soft for a guy of but he throws pretty soft, right?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Yeah. Like he's like low key lefty thumber, but earlier in his career, right?
Yeah. Just the Brewers get pretty good results out of their guys.
Yeah, they do.
Or he's right. He's a righty. Why do I think Logan Henderson was a lefty?
I think we're confusing the other guy who was up for a couple starts on the daily slate too. That's why I was kind of saying it with a question mark to you.
Soft tossing righty, who
soft tossing righty.
Yeah, but he gets a lot of Ks, a lot of chase, a lot of whiff. Interesting. All right, okay. Maybe I'll walk it back on Logan Hendo. I just guys that just don't get a lot of ground balls and don't throw hard are interesting.
Joe saying 95 on the fastball and a changeup, similar to a young Glasnow mix.
Oh, wow. Mr. Joe,
that's high praise.
You can't be compared to Glasnow if you throw 95, buddy.
That's true. So who was I'm going to go to roster resource real quick because who's the left-handed Brewers guy I was thinking of then that started like a handful of games already?
Not Quintana. It's definitely a young guy, is it not?
Yeah, it was a young guy who was up there for a bit. They did the Quinn Priester trade. They did the Chad Patrick had a couple nice starts, and he's right-handed. Dude, there's someone here.
I think I was just always confusing Logan Henderson. Maybe I don't know. It's kind of
yeah. Maybe I just thought Logan Henderson was left-handed.
I think I did.
Has Carlos Rodriguez made a couple starts for them too, or made one start for them? But he's right-handed. Maybe it's someone who's on the IL.
Yeah, that's got me all crossed up.
Nestor. Robert Gasser, did he start any games for them? No. Connor Thomas was like a long relief guy, I think, who was like their left-handed bullpen guy. Nez, we're on the clock here with our final pick. I think it should be a pitcher. You can tell me any name on planet Earth, and I will select them for you.
Let's do Kikuchi.
You like it more than Mitch Keller?
No.
Then why would you tell me?
Because I don't want to say Mitch Keller and go, oh, of course you want to draft Mitch Keller. Oh.
I like Mitch Keller. Wait, I like Mitch Keller at this price tag. We talked about him earlier.
Conditioned to be defensive. It's your fault.
I made you this way.
Oh, you know what? Is it Tobias Myers?
Maybe Tobias Myers was who I was going with.
Oh, he throws righty though. Fuck.
Yeah, Tobias Myers a righty as well. Where's Robert Hassel going? There's a scroll the F
He doesn't
down.
go in 30th round drafts.
He doesn't even have an ADP. There's your scroll the F down. Robert Hassel buried down here. This collegiate softball, great Discord callback. All right, Nez, that was fun. First 7th inning stretch. There's a lot of draftable names. There's still a lot of good players out there. I mean, this is more about fading landmines in my estimation than it is for who are our designated targets, more say, because I think there's a lot of landmines out here. We saw Jacob Melton scroll the F down. We saw Cam Smith scroll the F down. Miguel Vargas, who's been going nice, gets drafted here. Alec Boehm, how the mighty have fallen. Giancarlo Stanton potentially coming back from the IL pick from Nelly Nell way down there. There's some sick speculation and names out here. Nez, you got to tell me on the sucks or fucks scale, our first 7th inning stretch together, a 7-7-6, playing the hits. Hunter Brown, Robbie Ray, Sanga, Holmes, Bubba Chandler, Bryce Miller, Mitch Keller, Gunnar Henderson, Matt Chapman, Jackson Holiday, Jack Cagliano. I always screw up the name. Reese Hoskins, Ryan O'Hearn, Marcelo Mayer, Otani, Cruz, Mike Trout, Ward, Oatmeal Reynolds, and Roman Anthony. We got some fun stacks in there. We got some teams in some good parks. We got 3 scroll the F down rookies all on the team. What are your thoughts, bro?
Oh, this team super fucks.
I think this team fucks too. This team is really fun. Structurally pretty intelligent, good mix of veterans and rookies, some good breakout plus stability, some positive regression candidates. We got 3 of the hardest ball contact data guys in the world. This is good, man.
I like it.
Very fun team. Very good first draft. Jair Encarnacion as a potential coming back. When is he coming back?
Oh, I have no idea.
He just kicked off his AAA rehab assignment there. So he could be like a tack on stack guy that you need. He was going pretty nice at one point last year, tail end of last year. Come back up, take Luis Matos' job away. That seems good.
There's just so many guys you could get to. It's fun.
Yeah, this is a very fun structure. Evergreen reminder that drafting baseball, especially in a season-long capacity, is so effing fun because you can tell yourself a story about all the names, opposed to in the football lobbies, you're like scraping and clawing for like, hey, will this guy get one touch this year? So it's a good mental reset here to be jumping in these lobbies as well. All right, Nez, we're going to tie a bow on it there. Long show today. We had some home run pick'ems. Roll back the tape. They're in there. We did an hour of the full daily slate. Nez and I will be in the lobbies for the daily stuff. Remainder of the day there. $60K in prizes on Underdog fantasy.com today. Awesome to see. Also, roll the tape back to the very beginning. There's some promos out there for the marathon, but you have to do it between now and by do it, I mean register. All you have to do is register because Nez just registered 7 marathon slows, and now he's going to get the bonus cash back. But you spend $105 in the marathon streets, and you will get $25 to spend at your choosing on the site back. So, good deal there. A little discount on your marathon entries. Any final words for the people, Nez?
No, I'll see you in these MLB lobbies as often as I can get in there. And good stuff, man. Thank you for indulging me with a 7th inning stretch today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I will definitely be firing up some slows there to go alongside my NFL slows right now as well. So great stuff. But that was fun, man. That was actually a really fun draft. That was definitely.
Man, these drafts are fun. They're only going to get less fun, but you just have to find new edges.
On the sucks and fucks scale of enjoyment, that one absolutely fucked. So go play alongside us there, guys, for the pick'em stuff. We will have some NBA Finals pick'em stuff going down. Maybe jump in the cash game lobbies later in the week. We will do the puck Stanley Cup stuff as well. Maybe cook up some pick'ems for that for your enjoyment. But tomorrow will be football, and a members only stream. So if you are not a member, sign up somewhere down below here in the link. $5 a month gets you access to those members only streams. We'll probably have 2 of them this week to go alongside our other content. But off and on the clock tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, immediately followed by a members only stream. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Hit that like and subscribe. Peace.